So, Dalton.
Yeah, man.
Would you rather fuck Hulk Hogan with a vagina in the missionary position, staring into his eyes, twisting his Fu Manchu mustache with your fingertips? Or would you rather let Megan Fox fuck you in the ass with a 12-inch dick and a girthy boy too?
Oh, you had to make it like a foot long?
It's fucking big.
Do I get to fuck her afterwards?
No. She's going to come in your asshole. You have to do the weird, like, squeeze butt, waddle to the toilet and push her jizz out. And then she's gone by the time you get back. Or you have to passionately kiss Hulk Hogan while you're deep inside his man pussy.
So, Hulk Hogan's not a choice for me. Like, let me just go ahead and throw that out there. He looks like a dude. He's not in the contention.
But let me put it this way. He has the best pussy on the planet.
That's
like,
great.
He has a golden pussy. Oh, we have a guest too, so our guest can answer as well.
Yeah, we do have a guest. If you hear him cackling over there, that is one Mr. Puzzles, Dane himself. Dane, welcome to the show, my good sir.
What up?
Yeah. You taking?
I'm just
taking Hulk pussy or Megan Cox. Instead of Megan Fox, it's Megan Cox.
You know what? I'm not gonna lie. I'm fucking Hulk Hogan.
All right. Did not see.
I was a Hulkamaniac. I can look him deep in the eyes. He can, spout racial slurs at me while I'm nailing him.
Fucking look him in the eyes and be like, "Thank you for all the years of entertainment."
And I'm fine with that because I'm the whitest thing since sliced bread. He can call me whatever he wants.
What about you,
dude,
Dalton?
I think I'm still going Megan Fox, dude. Like, so here's my logic on it. Yes, she's gonna fuck me in the ass. Yes, it's probably gonna hurt.
I mean, only for a minute. Like,
she will probably be naked, which means that I will get to like admire her body. And I mean, if she's gonna fuck my butthole, then I'm at least going to eat her butthole.
No, you don't get to do that.
No. You don't understand. I will grab her by the cock and hold her in place. It's big enough that I can get a two-hander on there. She ain't going nowhere. And she can buck all she wants. And that tongue's going in that ass.
You're stuck in the dryer. You're stuck in the dryer. And you're like, help, step Megan. I'm stuck. And she just walks up behind you, lays a dick in the butt, and then just leaves. You're still stuck in the dryer.
Have you seen those fucking TikToks where the girl's like, help me, I'm stuck. And the guy walks up and he's like, no, you're not. And he just grabs her and pulls her out of the dryer. Yeah. She's like, you're no fun.
That seems uncomfortable though. Oh, I'm taking fucking Megan Fox all day, by the way. I'd rather dick in the ass than stare Hulk Hogan in the face.
And you call yourselves wrestling fans.
Yeah. So Dane, you so you bust a nut and you're like, ugh, and you're immediately washed over with that post-nut regret, right?
Post-nut clarity.
That post-nut clarity.
Oh, I'm not saying that I would be proud of myself.
And Hulk Hogan looks you deep in your eyes and goes, was it good for you, brother?
Yeah. You're stroking. You're like, I'm about to come. And he's like, oh, yeah, brother. Come inside me.
Like, he's fucking riding you on top and he's doing his fucking hulking up poses as he busts.
Yeah. As long as he rips his shirt off.
Oh, of course. That's as soon as he enters the room, he rips it off to reveal his pecs that you can pretend are titties.
Yeah.
Well, at his age, they probably are titties at this point.
Ooh, what if he lactates while you're fucking him? I don't know why, but that just makes it worse.
Hulk milk.
Muscle milk. This is where muscle milk comes from, brother.
Like, they ring it out of my tits.
Only at this point is it starting to gross me out.
While you're fucking Hulk Hogan, he orgasms like every 20 seconds, and when he's orgasming, he's like, yeah, brother, yeah, brother, yeah, brother.
That's what I'm saying. He's like doing his Hulk up pose where he's like doing his muscles and he's
all
just
his
like,
muscles.
Oh, brother.
But to be fair, like I said,
your prayers, eat your vitamins, and take this cock.
Like I said, that pussy would probably be super tight. So, I mean,
I don't know what do steroids do to pussies. I don't know.
Never fucked a chick that used steroids.
Neither have I. Put that on the list of things to do before I die.
She does fucking steroid kegels.
I'm just saying, like, I'm a big dude, but if I met a chick who was strong enough to like pick me up, put me against the wall, I might be into it. I don't know. You never know.
Then she's gonna whip her 12-inch cock out.
At that point, I might be like, "Take me, senpai." I don't know.
She's like, "You're taking it all right." Dawn's like, "Help! I can't breathe."
I do have a gag reflex that could be rough.
Yeah,
that can be rough.
Anyways, welcome to Yab's Pod. That's a hell of an intro.
Welcome to yet another BS podcast. BS stands for bullshit. If you're living under a rock. My name's Dalton. That's Jeremy. And we have a guest named Dane. Gentlemen, how are you doing? Let's start with our guest. How you been doing this week, my good sir?
Not bad. Busy doing yard work and fielding weird fucking phone calls this week.
Yeah, that was me. I just keep calling him. Is your refrigerator on? You should fuck it.
Jeremy just calls, leans in, and is just like... I inhaled some spit doing that and it choked me.
That's what she said.
No, like this damn morning, like we bought a place. We got a trailer put out here on my land like 9 months ago, and that's when we moved. My ex-landlord called me today. I'm like, what the fuck does she want?
Right.
We pulled up the floorboards and we found all these dildos.
Now, she did piss me off when we were moving out, and I might have tossed a couple of dirty fucking litter boxes underneath the house on my way out. But nothing to do with that. So, like, we moved out in September, and a friend of mine from high school, I can say his name, he's never going to listen to this shit, his name's Brandon. She was looking for somebody to move in. I said, hey, you know, this guy I went to school with, Brandon, his wife, Jessica, they're homeless. They had been homeless for the better part of a year. They lost everything in a house fire. They've been living out of their damn car. When they got a little bit extra money, they were staying in a motel. She lets them in. They move in about a month after we move out. And she called me today because she wanted to tell me what kind of people they really were. Now, they used to have like drug problems in the past and shit. And they were doing clean. They were doing better. But apparently, out of the 7 months they've lived there, they've paid rent twice.
Ouch. That's not good.
And yeah, and she had told him, like, look, I'm trying to work with you, but you're going to have to get more steady work or something. Something's got to give. Oh, where are we getting it? Where are we getting it? Well, 2 months ago now, she said, look, it's not working out. You're going to need to find a new place. And they said, all right, we'll be out in 30 days. Give us the 30 days. You don't have to take us to court. We'll be gone. All right, fine. Gives them the 30 days. Comes back. Sorry, we need more time. We ain't got a new place. So she takes them to court, does the full eviction stuff. And then she gets a call today from a loan company. They had tried to claim her property as their own, trying to get a loan.
Oh,
like they were going to get away with this shit.
What the fuck?
And Friday's their cutoff. So, like, if they're not out Friday, that's when she gets to file the next set of papers. They get another 10 days, and then the cops drag them out kicking and screaming.
Bro,
so
I've been present at some of those. That's not a fun situation to be part of.
Not at all.
For any of the party. Like, so when I used to do property preservation, there were times that we had to go be witnesses and assist, like, where cops had to go up and be like, yo, eviction. Fucking sucked. And then we would get to help the people take their shit out of the house because the bank owned it and the bank wanted us to go there and do it. It was rough, dude. But if you don't pay your rent and shit like that, that's what happens. So It's kind of like a reap what you sow kind of situation as well. But that sucks that, like, you know, you think you're helping somebody out and then they turn around and do that. But on the same...
So the whole deal was they were supposed to be trying to, like, get a house, get a stable thing so that she could get her daughter back. And all this other shit that was going on. And then... he does tree cutting. This part of North Carolina, it rains twice a week. So even if it's a full-time job, you ain't working full-time fucking hours. Can't pay the bills with that shit. And she's been job hopping. All this other shit going on. I get they're in a tight spot, but you can't rent a place if you ain't paying the damn rent.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly, dude. That's why, like, I'm not anywhere because I couldn't afford rent right now. So I'm, like, at home, trying to save up some money. Trying being the key word. But... dude, in a way, Though maybe that's just like slightly a bit of karma for that lady pissing you off on the way out.
Oh yeah. Well, there's a whole story there. Like I was so excited one day. I went to the store. My wife and my daughter were taking a nap. I went to the store, and the whole plan was: I get the groceries, I get back home. Wife gets up from the nap. We get sex before the baby gets up. That was my day.
Hell yeah.
We lived 5 minutes from fucking Walmart. I'm 2 minutes from home. My wife calls me. I'm like, oh fuck, what's going on? While they were napping, the landlady lit herself in the fucking house. Didn't knock, didn't call, didn't shit. To turn off our hot water heater because our neighbors, we had the next door neighbor lived like in the front fucking yard, and we shared a water line. Coming in to turn off our hot water, door wasn't even locked, just walked right in. My wife yelling, I'm in my fucking underwear, get the hell out. Oh, we just got to flip this off real quick. So wife's pissed. I come home to yelling, screaming in the yard, and I don't get laid that night.
Yeah, fuck that. Fuck that lady. Fuck that lady. That's not cool. You don't do that to a working man. Come on now, dude. I used to cherish. When I was with Savannah, and because Savannah had like a bunch of kids, right? I cherished those moments where she would like yank me in the fucking little utility room for a quick 2-minute banger before she had to get back to doing what she was doing, and I was going back to either work or whatever. I lived for those little moments while the kids were asleep, and you could get in a little quickie, like.
Oh yeah.
Gah. So to have that taken from you, I relate. I can feel you.
I remember one time dating this chick. This was 13 years ago. And her daughter was 6 at the time. And she went into the bathroom, was doing something. You know, women do weird shit in the bathroom, like makeup and stuff. She's doing something like that. And I went in behind her, closed the door and locked it. And bent her over the sink for a little, something. Well, 6-year-old realizes we're both gone for a little while. She comes looking, and there was like a pretty sizable gap under the door. So like she knocks on the door, and I'm fucking railing her mom from behind over the bathroom sink. And she's like, what are you doing? And I forget what her mom made up some bullshit excuse. And then like we see like little fingers reach under the door, and then she like gets down and tries to like look under the door. So we're like stuffing towels down where she can't see anything. She's like, what are y'all doing? It's like, just fucking go away. It's like, give us like 10 minutes.
Just fucking go away.
Just fucking go away.
You told the truth.
My goodness.
Nothing beats though. Not a single parent story, but I was dating this girl. I was 21, something like that. She was in college. She came to stay at my house, and her roommate came with her. So like we took and drugged the mattress out into the living room, and then her roommate slept on the couch. And we're sleeping on the mattress in the living room floor, and I'm just like, I'm horny. So like literally we're spooning, reach over, start, playing the bean bass.
Fiddling.
Yeah.
With the dipstick.
Yeah. And then she's like, she's right there. I was like, she's asleep. She's a little bit thicker of a girl. I think she snored a little bit. So I was like, she's asleep. Fucking bend her over on the mattress and just sort of like spoon fuck for a little while. I was like, this ain't gonna work. I'm not gonna finish like this. It's like, come on. I like ran off to the fucking bathroom to finish. Just sit there fucking her while her roommate's sleeping on the couch. I'm like, yeah, I didn't go to college, but I got some of the college experience.
I remember I was about 16. I'll say 16 just to make it kosher, because I might have been 15, but I want to say I was 16.
Yeah.
And me and my girlfriend were together at the time, and my buddy Cody and his girlfriend, who is now his wife, were over, and I had 2 beds in my bedroom because I had a buddy of mine that lived with me. So like we each had our own bed because obviously we weren't spooning.
You say that, but
I say that. Yeah. God damn it, you're stepping on my joke. Anyway.
You weren't spooning, you were fucking, and then he'd go get in his bed and go to sleep when you were done.
So
there was no cuddling in that relationship.
Yeah, exactly. So me and my girlfriend at the time, Mavis, are fucking in one bed, and then we go to sleep. And I wake up a little bit later and look over, and Cody and Kayla are fucking in the other bed. So I just leaned over and woke Mavis up, because like I just kind of looked over at Cody and gave him a nod, and he gave me a nod, and then I rolled over and I started fucking Mavis. So it was me and Cody were just like trying to compete to see who could make him scream louder, because we had my whole house to ourselves at the time, and it was a fun night. That was a fun night. Also,
halfway through, you should have yelled, "Switch!"
Bro, me and him talked about that. We weren't sure if it had gone over well.
It'd have been funny. You could just play it off as a joke if they weren't into it. No, I'm just playing.
Have I ever told the powdered donut story on this show?
PSA, ladies, if he says he wants to try some weird shit, and then he says, "Oh, I'm just joking," he wasn't fucking joking. He was serious, but you did not look like you were into it. So
you say that, but there are some times that I just say outlandish things trying to get a rise out of people.
Nah, you're being serious.
No. Like, I make it very clear when I'm being serious, trust me. But like, I will say some outlandish shit to people just to see, like, get their reaction, because it generally makes me laugh.
In a relationship, like if he comes up to you ladies and is like, "I want you to pee on my face," and then he goes, I'm just playing. No, he wants you to pee on his face, but you looked really weirded out when he asked you, so he pretended like he was playing, but he really wants you to pee on his face. Like, there's two other guys here, they can attest to that.
So, listen, have I ever told the powdered donut story on this
I don't
show?
know. I don't remember what we talked about last week.
That's fair.
If you have, I haven't hit it yet.
Every episode is somebody's first episode. So, the same people that I was just talking about, except me and Mavis were over at Cody's house with Cody and Kayla, and we were in the bedroom, and Cody and Kayla, like, we had stayed the night before. We all got fucked up and had fun, yada, yada, yada. So the next day, Cody and Kayla are in the shower, and me and Mavis are in the bedroom, and we start banging, and I'm getting ready to nut, and I don't have anywhere to come, and, like, I don't have anything to clean it up off of her. So I grabbed an empty bag of powdered donuts that was sitting by and just busted a nut. Oh, man, I just heard my microphone go really quiet when I hit that hard B, but I busted a nut in this bag. And then just set it aside and forgot about it. That's the key. So then me and Mavis go and get in the shower, and we shower and get dressed and everything. And we come back and we're all chilling in the room, and we're smoking a joint or something like that. And Kayla's kind of going around and picking up around the room. And I see her pick up that bag, and I said, "Don't touch that bag." And Mavis just like starts giggling, and she's like, "Why not?" And I said, "Me and Mavis fucked earlier, and I came in that bag." And Kayla goes, "Ah!" and like fling drops it, which threw the powdered sugar from the bag all over Cody's shirt. Oh. And Cody looks down. Just looks up and just has this
demon dust
look like, ah! He was horrified. It was the funniest fun. Me and Mavis were in tears, laughing so goddamn hard. At that point, Kayla was too, and Cody was just mortified. It was hilarious.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
Good times.
I've done that, though, like, be jerking off, and you're like, where am I going to finish? And you're like, oh, look, there's an empty Doritos bag here. I'm just going to nut in this Doritos bag.
Jesus Christ. Have you ever heard the Joe Rogan thing?
No, I don't listen to him.
Okay, so back in the day, he used to have this joke that he would say, where he was like, "Nah, man, come on, it's your own cum. Who cares, man? You just be jerking off, nut on your tummy, just pull your shirt down, pat it, it'll dry."
Nah.
I keep a shirt by my bed that's just an old beat up shirt. There's one listener in particular who knows that shirt very well.
It's Nate, isn't it?
It's Nate. Of course it's Nate. And yeah, that's what I use. It's just an old beat up shirt that is now a beaten off on shirt.
Well, everybody here already knows I fucking reverse cowgirl on the toilet.
Butters the toilet.
Yeah, butters the toilet. Yeah.
What about you, Dane? When you're sitting on a toilet masturbating, if you're in that predicament, are you cowgirling it or are you a reverse cowgirling it?
Are you side saddling it?
It depends on what stage of my life you're asking about. Because back when my material was a magazine, I was reverse cowgirling just like Jeremy.
You got a fucking shelf. Prop my phone up on it really nice. Yeah. Look at those pictures Dalton sent me that one night.
Hey man, it took me a long time to get those pictures of my butthole. You're welcome.
Yeah, I mean it's hard to take pictures of your own butthole, especially you're a bigger guy. Like you got to get down in there, you got to try to spread a cheek with the other hand, make sure you got your finger on the button.
shout out to any and all the girls who have ever sent me butthole pictures. Like, you're real MVP, because I know there's some work that goes into that.
Yeah. Unless
those elaborate mirror setups, get the angle just right.
Unless you're one of those girls who can eat their own pussies. That's interesting porn to watch.
I knew a girl who could do that, and she busted it out one time because we told her we didn't believe her.
Oh, yeah.
And I was impressed. She didn't do it for super long, but she did it for long enough that I was like, wow, I'll be right back. She kissed me later that night, too, and I was like, don't think I've forgotten where this mouth was earlier.
I remember dating a gymnast, and you could do some interesting 69 stuff in those situations.
Oh, yeah, dude. So, like, for the longest time, a lot of the girls that I dated were, like, skinny minis.
Yeah.
And it was always real easy to just, like, pick them up, move them around.
Oh, yeah.
Hold them upside down.
Yeah.
It was always fun to, like, pick them up and then just, like, spin them around and hold them by their hips upside down.
Oh, yeah.
Because they were just like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what...
I dated a chick that was 4'11", and, like, when I was eating her out, she couldn't reach my dick with her mouth. So, yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. It doesn't have to be skinny minis. Like, some of the girls that I've dated that are bigger, I can throw them around too. It's just like I can't throw them around with the ease like that you can with some of the skinnier girls. I don't know. So, anyways, we got off on a tangent. Dane, how's the rest of your week been, brother?
Just normal shit. Cleaning the yard, cleaning the house.
I know how that.
Being a stay-at-home dad, fun shit.
Fair enough. I know how that goes. As far as yard work and stuff. I used to do that for a living. Don't miss it. It's funny. It's like I don't mind doing it at my own house, but when I was doing it for a living, it was like, God, this shit sucks.
See, it's nice seeing everything go from a fucking grown-up, thorny-ass field to a fucking yard.
Oh, hell yeah.
That actually makes me... I'm like, yeah, I'm doing man shit now.
Yeah. Next, you're going to build a barn. You're going to raise a barn on Monday, and soon you'll raise a nutter.
You're not supposed to raise the udder.
Think you're really righteous.
Supposed to yank down on it.
You think you're really righteous, Jeremy? You think you're pure in heart? I know I'm a million times as humble as thou art. Oh. In fact, I'm the pious guy, the little almost want to be laid on my knees day and night, scoring points for the afterlife. So, Jeremy, don't be vain and don't be whiny, or else Dane's going to have to get medieval on your hiney.
Yeah, I know what you're going with, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we are just spending our lives living in an Amish paradise.
I could not be Amish. I would not.
I just wanted to see how long he would keep it going.
Yeah. Okay, there we go.
I can't live in an Amish paradise because it's all about the pentiums for me.
Fair enough. I mean, I think I'm too white and nerdy. Dude, when I was up visiting Ryan in New York, in the area of New York he lives in, and we were like just driving down the road and had to pass an Amish dude on a cart.
Yep.
And there were some Amish people in a store, and I sat there and like, hey, how you doing? Oh, I'm doing fine. How are you doing today? I was like, they were super nice people. I expected them to be standoffish because of how like modern society people are assholes. So like if I were them, I would be a little standoffish. No, they were sweet as can be. Ryan told me a story about his older brother and his friends stole a dude's cart and went and took it on a joyride. And then like when they brought it back, instead of dude being super pissed off and everything, he invited them over for dinner so they could like make a lesson out of the thing. And I was like, what the fuck? Dude, he didn't even call cops. Like,
Ryan ate the dinner and then he woke up feeling groggy with a sore asshole.
I know. I don't think they went. I don't think his brother and them went, but I was like, dude, I would have went just for the story. Ryan goes, yeah, if you survive to tell it.
Yeah.
You're like, dude, they kill you and feed you to the pigs. They would never find you.
Nope.
I was like, fair enough. I bet the Amish, they're like the mafia. They can just make you disappear. No one will know.
Yeah. Well,
what if that's the thing?
They were coming over for dinner, but they never showed up. The darndest thing.
What if it's an undercover thing where they're all just like super gangster and they're like the real drug runners and stuff? It's just, they just play it off as being Amish.
It's probably not, though. They're just
probably
weird.
Not.
Mennonites are weird. Mennonites like Amish light.
I'm just imagining a bunch of them with like fucking meth lab, fucking Breaking Bad style hitting under the...
Right, or moonshine.
They're raising a barn to build a meth lab in it. They're all standing
hello,
out there
Daniel.
with Tommy guns and shit that they made themselves.
Oh, hello, Daniel. I haven't seen you for a long time once. The dude from Letterkenny. J-Rock. What's that guy? Jonathan Torres, I think is his name.
Jonathan Torres. He's
Dude,
the
his
Amish
character in
guy.
Letterkenny is funny as fuck. It's Dick.
Noah Dick.
Right?
Noah
Dick.
Yeah.
And his wife, Anita Dick.
Anita Dick, yeah.
If you haven't watched Letterkenny,
It's
highly
so
recommend
fucking amazing.
Watched a few of them. I haven't watched the whole series yet.
It's one of those, like, I put Letterkenny right there with Trailer Park Boys, where it's like you watch the first few episodes and you're like, okay, this is funny, but stick with it, and once you like get to know the characters, it becomes more and more funny as it goes on. Like, dude, they're fantastic, both those shows. Canadian humor apparently is just fire.
Yeah, Trailer Park Boys made me want to move to a trailer park in Canada.
Yeah, even though I'm sure that they're not really like that.
They're probably horrible places to live.
Just fucking like walk outside and somebody's just got a whole driveway made out of hash.
Yeah,
because they're hiding their hash, so they made it as a driveway. Like, that's fantastic. Tremendous.
I like to pretend on Trailer Park Boys they were playing it down.
it might be more crazy. Yeah.
So Jeremy, what you been up to, brother?
Fucking nothing. Almost fell off a ladder today, but the fall would not have killed me, so I decided to catch myself. Like, I've told a few friends, I'm like, no hospitals, only morgues. And they're like, you shouldn't think that way. I'm like, fuck that. You know how expensive a hospital visit is? A visit to the morgue doesn't cost me anything.
Dude, that's funny. I made a morbid joke like that today at work, and Michaela gave me the craziest look for it. Somebody, I think it was Trisha, was talking to somebody up front, and she's like, I'm going to need you to hang those over there. And I went, you can hang me if you want. And Michaela just got wide-eyed and looked at me like, oh my God, why would you say that?
I mean, it's kind of sounds shitty, but like, I've reached that point in my life where death is not a worst case scenario. It's like, man, like, if something was to happen and I was to die, like, no more debt, no more going to work, no more responsibility. Like,
isn't that sad that life gets to that point?
Yeah. It's more of a solution to a problem than...
but it's never the right solution,
no,
my
it's
good
never
sir.
the right solution, but it is a solution.
It is a final solution.
Yes.
Not
it's
the final solution.
What's that saying? It's a permanent solution to a temporary problem.
Yeah, exactly.
So yes, we do not condone suicide on Yazpod.
I've always taken the stance of why would I want to put the world out of my misery.
Yeah. I'm here. There's like a Cyanide and Happiness comic that I saw that I always relate to. It's like, do you ever think that everyone's the God damn it, I lost the word. Oh yeah, that everyone's the protagonist in their own story, and the guy was like, I like to think of myself as the antagonist in everyone else's story, and like pulls the guy's shirt over his head and kicks him in the nuts. Yeah. Like, yeah, that's just me. I just want to be the antagonist in other people's
Yeah, you're the
story.
villain.
Yeah.
It's canon.
So yeah, I have to be here to ruin other people's days.
Fair enough.
So
but yeah, nothing really.
Nothing really. Like I said, I almost fell off a ladder. Didn't die. Did get pissed off on eBay the other day because I was looking at a Kevin Nash and Scott Hall signed 11x14 photo with JSA certification, and I was like, it was on auction, so I was like, all right, I don't have a lot of money to spend. I shouldn't be buying this, but I would put $100 into it. So I bid it up to $100, and like 20 minutes before it ends, I get outbid. So there's like $7 shipping, so my bid was like $93. Bid goes to $94. Now, the person who bid it could have had a max bid of $150 or whatever. I don't know. The fact of the matter that pisses me off is it ended at that $94 bid. So I'm like, this motherfucker got this picture for $101 fucking dollars. Like, I should have just tried like 105 or something. But I told myself, like, I don't have this money. I don't need to be spending it. So.
Well, then you can look at it as you saved that money.
Exactly. Because I'm like telling myself, yes, he's dead, but the hype of his death for like autographs and collectibles and shit has died down. Because that was like a year ago. And I mean, that sounds fucked up, but yeah.
It does. Yes, it does.
Well, I mean, it happens. Anytime a celebrity dies, there's a spike in the value of anything of theirs.
Oh, yeah, I know.
On like eBay and shit. So like that's gone away. And I'm like, it's not like he signed 100 items in his lifetime. I'm sure there's 100,000 things out there with his signature on them. So I will find another. Hopefully I'll have money to buy it when I find it. But yeah, I was a little irked because I was like, this motherfucker bought it for $1 more than I was willing to spend. But like I said, he could have bid it to $150. So I just feel like maybe I should have tried, because then at least he would have had to pay more for it. But it is what it is.
I was just speaking of signatures, I was talking to my grandma the other day, and she used to work at a printing press in Jacksonville, and that was one of the big towns for Florida Championship Wrestling. And I think I've told the story before, at least on one of the shows, where like she said Dusty Rhodes came in one time, and he was walking normal, and she's like, "What? I thought the Four Horsemen broke your leg," and he looked at her and went, "That's the business, baby."
Yeah.
So she said that she used to have signatures from a bunch of the dudes that wrestled in Florida that would come into the printing press to do flyers and things like that. And she had all their signatures. She's like, I'm sure I have them around here somewhere. I don't know where they're at. And I said, Grandma, you should find those. Because if you've got like Dusty Rhodes' signature and stuff, we might be talking some money.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, he's legendary, But I don't know. So yeah, I guess I'll get to my week then, and I can kind of tie my weekend to one of my 2 questions that I have for you guys.
Ooh, I can say I did get a autographed Rhino 8x10 for like
Rhino the wrestler.
Yes.
Clarification. Yeah.
No, it was just a rhinoceros signed to pick 8x10.
I'm just saying, you said you've been talking about wanting to pet a rhino.
I mean, yeah,
I wouldn't put it past you to get an autograph for one.
No, Rhino the wrestler for like $14 with JSA certification. So I was like, okay. So now I have Raquel Rodriguez, The Godfather, and Rhino 8x10s that I've gotten all for like $15 to $20 each with a $10 JSA certification. So like I'm ahead just on them being certified. Plus I met Ivan Koloff and have an autograph from him that's personalized. So, and this coming Saturday, I'm going to meet Matt Hardy.
Matt Hardy. Yeah, that's going to be cool.
Yeah. I'm going to ask him if he'll record an intro for Grumpy Jeff's Pro Wrestling Power Hour. He'll probably say no, but...
That'd be cool, though. You should offer him $20 or something. Yeah. And just get him to be like, yes, it's the broken one. Or whatever the hell he wants to do. But I have it around here somewhere. I have an 8x10 of Alicia Fox that's signed.
Nice.
Right? And I got it. My fucking buddy Nick, his name's Nick, I guess I won't give his last name, but he works at a gym. And he messages me one day and he goes, dude, there's this really cute girl in here working out and she looked really familiar to me. So I went over and started talking to her, and I know you're a wrestling fan. Have you heard of Alicia Fox? And I went, are you fucking serious? Like, bro, she wrestles on Raw and SmackDown every week. Yes, I know who Alicia Fox is. This was, a few years ago. I think she's been released now, but
yeah.
And he was like, oh, dude, well, I have a date with her. It's like, I'll see if I can get her sign a picture for you or something. Nice. So they went out and had coffee together or something like that. And yeah, he showed up at my house one day while I was at work. And my dad was like, dude, this guy showed up earlier and just gave me this for you. And I looked at it and it was a signed 8x10 from Alicia Fox. And I was like, no shit.
Nice.
Wow. I thought he was like, it's just some chick who looks like Alicia Fox. He just thinks no, it was legitimately.
Now, the big question is, did he pork her?
That I don't know. I never asked. I think they only went out for the one date. I don't know if they were doing more.
I fuck chicks after one date. I mean, and I'm probably uglier than he is if he got a date with Alicia Fox. So.
Yeah, he's a personal trainer.
Yeah,
he's in good shape.
There you go. Maybe they went back to the gym, locked the family bathroom door, and made a baby.
I should call the cops. Or you could take your clothes off and we could start a revolution. Okay, so my week. Work has been ridiculous. Just to quickly brief over it. Today, a big wig was coming in. So I walk in and like everyone I work with is there as far as like me and above.
Yeah.
All the shift leads were there. And I was like, what the fuck? So I'm like, so which one of you is working all day? And they're like, no, tonight Richard's coming in. I'm like, who the fuck is Richard? They're like, he's another traveling shift lead. He's an older gentleman. He's a very sweet man. You'll like him. Okay, that's fine. Richard came in.
Really? Because I heard Richard's a dick.
I made that same joke. I was like, are you sure he's not a dick? And they're like, but So Richard showed up. And he's a very nice old man. I like him. They were right. He's a very sweet old man. I don't know. Okay, so I don't mean this to be derogatory towards it, but I don't know if he's gay or if he just has one of those sweet Southern voices. You know what I mean? Like I used to have a buddy named Mike, who was a big old black boy.
Yeah.
But when you talk to him, he was like, "How you doing today, baby?" "Oh, I'm doing all right." He had like the most beautiful, soft voice.
So what you're saying is you're not sure if he sucked a dick, but you're pretty sure he's seen one up close.
See, the version of that I know is, I'm not saying you're gay, but I'm pretty sure if there was a dick near you, you'd suck on it.
No, we used to say that. So I don't know if he sucks a dick, but he's definitely seen one up close.
But yeah, let's see. What else did I do? I don't remember what day it was. Might have been Thursday. I get a text from Brandy, and she's like,
"So did the big wig show up?"
Oh yeah, sorry.
Did he fire anybody?
No. Okay, so he showed up, and he was thrilled with the store. Thought we all were doing a great job, which meant that Trisha left me the fuck alone the rest of the day, which was great because it was like, oh, so you mean the bigwig says that we all know how to do our jobs? Interesting.
Was
you
he
know what,
high on
Trisha?
cocaine?
Probably listen to him. No. Looking at this dude, cocaine would have not been his drug of choice. This dude was like 6'6", 350. Like he was a monster of a man. Big dude in a suit. He looked like a professional wrestler, just like past his time. You know what I mean? He was in his like 50s or 60s. But yeah, he seems like I avoided them at all costs. Like whenever I saw them going towards a part of the store, I would go work in a different part of the store because I was just like,
"Is there anything you'd like to tell me, son?" I'd be like, "Well, how much time you got?"
Well, see, the thing is that he showed up right as I was going to lunch break. And when I go home on lunch break, I inhale some relief for the rest of the shift, standing on my legs, my feet, my back. Yeah. And because I just want to get stoned because I have to deal with people. So I come home and blaze up a little bit. So like I don't want to, and I change my undershirt after I go back to work, and then I spray some a little bit of cologne on it. But still, there might be a lingering scent. Like there's been times that I've gone in.
He smokes some meth to get his energy to finish his shift.
Yeah, absolutely. Because you can take one look at me and see that I love meth.
Dude, I worked with a lady whose cousin smoked crack, and we weighed like 400 pounds. So they motherfuckers smoke crack and eat all the time.
But that's crack.
Crackheads are fucking skinny. Crackheads are skinnier than meth heads most of the time.
Keep crackheads in your mind, because we're going to talk about crackheads here in a bit.
I live in North Carolina. We know all about crackheads.
Most of ours are meth heads around here.
We still got crackheads up here.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. I'm talking to two fucking North Kakalaki motherfuckers right now.
Yep. Yeah, we got the triangle where there were a bunch of crackheads. They're starting to gentrify everybody out now, though. They're whitening up. Apparently Durham is now one of the number 13 on the places to live in North Carolina. And it used to be places in Durham where if there was a stop sign, you just need to see if any cars are coming and just roll on through it.
I do have a question before we go on with what I've been up to. Since you're both from North Carolina, I need to know. Have you ever thrown your G's up and taken your shirt off and twisted around your head like a helicopter?
Yes. My buddy sold Petey Pablo a 4-wheeler.
Seriously?
Yeah. He posted a picture and I was like, wait, because he worked at a dealership. And I was like, wait, is that Petey Pablo? He's like, yeah. I was like, damn, that's fucking cool.
Right? Well, how fucking random. That's like being like, yeah, I sold Paul Wall something today at Walgreens. Like, what?
Dude,
how did that happen?
You don't follow Matt Hardy on social media, do you?
I follow him on Twitter.
Did you see he posted a picture recently where he was like, oh, I had a day off, so I took the family to the zoo, and posted a picture of him and his wife and kids sitting on a bench at the zoo. So they were at the Aloha Safari Zoo, which I've been to before, and it's only 2 hours from my house. Because he only lives 3 hours from where I live.
I was going to say, yeah, they're North Carolina boys too, the Hardy boys.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. So let's see, where was I? So I think it was Thursday. I get a text from Brandy, and she's like, "What are you doing tonight?" I'm like, jack shit, because I'm off today. She's like, come over and have dinner, smoke, chill. Absolutely. Let me know when you get off work. I will. Okay. So she texts me later on, and she's like, hey, I'm about to getting ready to head home. Okay. So what are we doing for dinner? And she's like, and this cracked me up. She texts me back. She goes, well, I really don't have all that much to eat at my house. So she's like, I have some things, and I don't have a ton to smoke, but I do have my pen. So I texted her back, and I said, so what you meant to text me earlier was, hey, Dalton, will you come over and take care of me tonight? That'd be sweet.
Yeah. Would you bring groceries and weed to my house?
So I didn't have a ton of weed, but what I did have, I rolled up 2 joints, and then I took my pen over there, and went to the store, just got some burger stuff, and then some carrots and green beans. So I roasted the carrots and green beans, did the burgers. So as I'm like getting out ingredients and telling her like what I was gonna do, she goes, oh man, I was over hanging out with Ryan and Mehgan the other night, and Ryan made these burgers that were so good. It was like one of the best burgers I had ever had. Like he had made this sauce for him, and she's like going on and on about how good these were. And I was just sitting there nodding at her. And I think she realized like halfway through, because she looks up at me and she goes, but like, I'm not saying yours are going to be bad or anything. Like, I'm sure they're going to be good. And I went, yeah, no pressure, right? And she's like, no, that's not what I meant. I'm like, yeah, okay. But anyway, they came out good. And then we sat around and we started watching Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, which I hadn't seen. And I still haven't seen all of it, because once we got about halfway through it, it was like 10 o'clock. And I'm like, I could look at her. I was looking at her. I'm like, I can tell you're tired and you have to work way earlier than me tomorrow. So I'm going to go home and let you go to sleep, because I know you're too nice to kick me out. And she's like, okay. So that made me think of 2 things. One, and this is my first question, and I'll kind of explain how this loops back in. What, in your opinions, makes somebody stay with someone when it's a situation they probably shouldn't be in? Because like, say, like when I was with Savannah, there was a lot of shit that should have been red flags and I should have left. But I stuck around way longer than I should have until she broke it off with me. So I'm curious, like what do you guys think is the psychological reason for that? Like, do you think there is like a reason for that? Do you think it's like you're just like, surely I can make this better, I can fix this? What do you think?
I think it's where you just kind of get emotionally invested in somebody. Because 2 different thoughts, and one trying to get them in order. I remember reading this thing at some point where it might have actually been an old cracked podcast I listened to, but they were talking about how when a couple goes through a divorce after they've been together for years, they're essentially going through the same mourning process as if that person died, because it's part of your life, and then that separation, I think people are just that afraid of pain. And because back when me and my wife first started dating, I did not want to do that. Our first order of business to prevent that sort of shit, we told each other all of the shit we didn't want the other one to find out. Emptied out all the fucking dirty laundry before we had a chance to get to where we're like falling in love and, oh, I want to be with you forever. It's just like, hey, I like you, you like me. I did this to a dog one time. Random example. That's not true. But
I thought you were going somewhere else. So, yeah. I was like,
was a Great Dane, but
hey.
Dane's like, I'll show you a Great Dane.
It was because I made that joke one day and he had to go take it out on one.
But yeah, I've been in that fucking situation of everything is screaming, you two are going to explode, get out now. And I didn't want to go through it again. So with me and my wife, I'm like, hey, here's all the shit that pissed the last 5 girls off. Let's go ahead and let you know that this has happened now. And she's like, okay, well, I've got my laundry list too. Yeah.
And at that point, when she told you, you were like, 37 in a row?
My girlfriend sucked 37 dicks. What, in a row?
Nothing like that.
No, I was just curious. And Jeremy, what about you? What's your opinion on it?
So I agree with that. And I also can say from personal experience, like, I mean, especially when you live with someone, splitting up sucks. Like, it's a hassle. And I feel like you're able to justify a lot of shit to yourself to just keep things rolling the way they're rolling, Like you say, oh, I'm doing it for the kids, but whatever, you kind of justify it to yourself to stay in that situation because it's hard to leave that situation. It's almost like the enemy you know is better than the enemy you don't. Yeah, it's just tough, you know. It sucks, especially when you, like I said, you live together. All your shit has been mingled in together. You've bought appliances or furniture together, and it's a pain in the ass. So, like,
yeah,
kind of like Dane said, what I do now is I tell people, like, these are the shitty qualities of me because this is the worst you're going to have to deal with. If you can deal with that, let's move forward from here. If you can't, adios.
Yeah.
So,
see this, and here's what, like, I'm gonna try to, like, I guess rationalize is not the word, but put into perspective, like, where I was at with that, right? So me and her would be laying in bed. She had a drinking problem, so she would be pretty fucking drunk, and I'd be stoned, or she would give me, and I'm not proud of this, but she would give me a piece of her Suboxone, and I'd be fucked up laying in bed next to her, right? And I would just be like looking at her and being like, God, you are so pretty. I love you. Like, I love you so much. And she would look me dead in the face and go, no, you don't. I'm a piece of trash. You should just fuck me and throw me in the garbage can. And it wasn't like a one-time weird conversation. This was like a regular thing where, like, we'd be cuddling and making out, and she'd just start freaking out, push me away and be like, I'm fucking garbage. Get off me. You don't really love me. Which in turn made me feel like my love wasn't good enough, that I wasn't getting it across enough. And there were times where she'd pass out drunk and I'd get the kids to sleep and then go lay in bed and fucking cry myself to sleep because I felt like, you know, my love wasn't good enough for her.
yeah.
So I always felt like I needed to get that through to her. And, like, I should have left. I shouldn't have stayed just because, like, the sex was really good. And I stayed because, like, her kids were wonderful. They were sweet.
Yeah.
And, like, I grew an attachment to them. Like, her daughter, I won't name the daughter just because they're you know, underage kids, but, like, she come up to me one day and crawled in the bed and laid on my chest and just went, I love you, Daddy. And I about fucking cried.
Yeah.
And it was like, how can I leave this situation? How can I leave these two wonderful little girls with their fuck up of a mother who is, like, slinging weed, living with her granny, drinking, getting wasted every night? Like, you know, I even if she was single with, or I mean, you know, no kids, that should have been red flags for me. Now, I'm not throwing stones at a glass house. I know I live at home with my parents. Like, it is what it is. But here's the thing. Like, she, on paper, makes really good money. Because she, on paper, takes care of her granny that she lives with. So, like, she could go out, but she just chooses to stay there. Anyway, long story short, I should have left a long time before that. I thought about that because I was texting with Brandy earlier about the Savannah situation, and just made me think that. Now, my second question for you guys. Now, this is the opposite spectrum. Do you believe
in life after love,
in love at first sight? Like, do you believe, like, you see someone and you can just become immediately infatuated with them?
No.
Okay, I knew that would be your answer. What about you?
Lust at first sight,
Yeah,
yes.
I would say lust 100%. I don't think you can love somebody for a couple of months at least. Like, to truly love them. You can be infatuated with them. You can be lustful over them.
No, believe me, I understand that.
But yeah, I don't think you can love somebody that quickly.
So you don't think that you can see someone and because of the infatuation that you feel, be like, I could see myself loving this person. Because you're not instantly falling deep in love with them. It's falling in love at first sight, to me, is like seeing someone, and that starts the process.
No, like I said, that's infatuation. That's not love.
Okay. Anyway.
Now, I will say love needs to be a naturally occurring thing. Like, if somebody says, I can learn to love you, that's bullshit too.
Ooh, that's...
Yeah. Like, that's like conditioning yourself to... That's not love. Like, love needs to be something that you realize one day, like, holy shit, like, I can't imagine my life without this person.
Yeah. Hopefully that shit's not one-sided.
Yeah. Because that fucking sucks. Unrequited love fucking sucks.
Personally, I don't think that unless you have looked them dead in the eyes and told them the current state of your bowel movements for the last few days, you don't really love someone and you don't really believe they love you back. Yeah. Of course, maybe this is a decade of marriage talking.
I don't know, man. I mean, I've had girlfriends that I've held their hair for them while they're throwing up. Like I guess the one instance that I can think of, I did love her, or I thought I did at least. I don't know. I think I did. But I was just curious because like I have two examples of myself thinking about love at first sight, or whatever you would like to call it, right? And everyone on the show knows the one example with Mehgan. Yeah. So no need to get into that. Everyone heard that whole chronicling from beginning to end, like a tale straight out of like an actual fairy tale. But so hanging out with Brandy and stuff recently made me think about the first time I hung out with her outside of school. Now, me and my buddy Moose were chilling at my grandparents' house. My grandparents lived on the golf course here in Keystone. So me and Moose, that was his nickname. It wasn't his actual name. We just called him Moose.
Yeah, I think everyone we were riding has around a friend called Moose.
It's a thing. Yeah, I don't know why. So
yeah,
we're all riding around, or me and him are riding around on the golf cart. And I go down this road and, nothing. But we drive around in a circle and I come back and we go down that road again. And I hear, Dalton! And I looked at Moose and I said, "Did you just hear my name?" And I looked in the rearview mirror and I saw a silhouette and blonde hair. And I was like, who the fuck? So I, turned it around and drove back up. And it was Brandy. Turned out she lived in this house right here, right down the street from my grandparents' house. And I will never forget that moment. I don't know why, right? So feelings aside, these days I have like pushed that far down, and me and her are just very, very good best friends. Of course, that being said, like I said on the last episode, if she was ever like, dude, I think we should give us a shot, it'd be really easy for me to be like, switch flip, you know what I'm saying? Like, but I've got that repressed. But that moment where like I walked up and I was talking to her and she was interested in talking to me. She's one of, if not the prettiest girl I had ever met. Like, our school had a lot of pretty girls, but like she used to shine, you know what I'm saying? At least to me. So she standing there and she's talking to me and she's like, well, dude, your grandparents live right there. We should hang out more often. Like, you should come over and hang out sometimes. And I'm like, really pretty girl, popular at school, wants to hang out with me. Something here is not adding up. But she was genuine. And I'll never forget driving off, and me and Moose are on the golf cart. We're heading back. No, I think we were doing another lap around the whole golf course area. And Moose goes, "Who was that?" And I went, "That was Brandy, man." And I felt like, remember that fucking like Joe Dirt?
Yeah.
Brandy. Like, that's how I felt at that time. It was ridiculous. And we went through a lot as best friends over the years because of that. Because of the feelings that I had. Me and her went through a lot of bullshit, which is why I have repressed it. So that's why I was just, I don't know. These things were just popping in my head today at work. So that's why I was like, I'm going to bring it. I'm going to see what the boys think of love at first sight and staying in relationships longer than you should.
It's all bullshit. Love is a lie.
Yeah, we know you think that because you're jaded.
Yeah.
And you know what? I have every right to agree with you, but I don't.
Yeah. Because as we discussed earlier, you're the pussy in this relationship and I'm the asshole.
I don't think that that's the right term because I think I could beat you up.
I highly doubt it. I have much more rage in my heart than you do.
Ooh, you think that.
Oh, trust me.
You think that.
Trust me. I don't have to wear a coat in the wintertime because the rage in my heart keeps me warm.
We'll do full power slap league style.
Okay.
We'll powder up and everything. Dude, did I tell you the other day? So 2 weeks in a row, I fucked my hands up at work. First time, I went up and I just went to go scare Lane, so I clapped really loud by his ear and busted a blood vessel in my left hand right here by my point, right under my pointer finger. That shit sucked because then it just felt like this swelled up a little bit and anything that touched it hurt. So when I gripped anything with my left hand, it really, no strangers that week. So the next week I'm at work and there's a stack of paper bags. And you know how like you see a thing of meat at the store and you give it a little smack?
Yeah.
I just saw this stack of bags and just went over to it and gave it a whap on top. Well, the thing was it was a stack of about 200 paper bags. So there was no give. So the top of my hand hit that thing with excessive force and and it was just like hitting solid concrete, and it was like wham, and I was like, oh my god, and my whole like thumb swelled up. My thumb was fucking purple.
See, I could totally beat you up. That shit would
no dog.
me.
I got power slaps for days. Dane will be the referee.
You slapped a paper bag and broke your hand.
No dog. Okay, let me see. I want you to take a stack of paper bags, right?
Yes.
Like 200 to 300 of them. Okay.
Yes.
And then I want you to punch that motherfucker at the top of it.
Yeah.
It's gonna break your wrist.
No, not at all.
I promise you.
I mean, paper is originally wood, and you put enough of it together.
Yeah.
I mean,
you're basically hitting a tree.
Punched trees and shit before.
So have I. That's why I have all these scars on my fucking knuckles.
Speaking of, so my buddy thinks I'm insane.
My wrist looks like that.
But we were talking about bucket list stuff, so I kind of like started making my bucket list. An item on my bucket list is I want to take a chest chop from a like WWE level talent. Like I want one of them to fucking bare chest chop me. And my buddy's like, you can't take it. I was like, I think I can. It's going to hurt. It's going to hurt, but I think I can take it.
A lot of them don't do that anymore because of lawsuits and stuff. Dude.
Yeah. Like I will sign paperwork. I don't care.
But that would be
I wonder if I could get MJF to do it. Because he did
MJF would probably look at you and be like, get the fuck out of here with your gay hat.
Probably. And then I'd punch him. Like if you're not going to slap, if you're not going to slap me, I'm going to slap you, bitch.
I don't think that'd go down well.
What do you think MJF would do if I just slapped the fuck out of him?
Beat the dog shit out of you.
Maybe. I wonder if he would just like call security.
Well, then you get a story.
Because I mean, you got to remember, I'm not a small dude. I'm 6'4", 255, like broad shouldered.
No,
like,
I know.
I have a wrestling stature, just not the fucking muscles and shit to go along with it.
I don't know. He might hit you in the head with the belt, kick you in the dick, poke you in the eye.
But if I just walked up to him and just like didn't say a word, just walked up, drew back, and just slapped the fucking shit out of him, like
that'd start a fight.
Probably.
And it might be like other wrestlers around would also join in on that fight. That could be a bad situation depending on where.
What if I got in a fight with MJF and won though? Do I get an AEW contract?
I guarantee you would, because Tony Khan's a mark.
Yeah. Tony be like, you beat up MJF.
If you won the fight,
we're gonna give you the AEW.
If you won the fight, would he shake your hand twice?
Probably not. Dude, Mick Foley's gonna be in Raleigh this summer too.
You should go and try to get 2 handshakes.
Yeah.
That should be your thing. You always go and find Mick Foley when he comes near you, and you try to get him to shake your hand twice.
Like, I want my other handshake, you bitch.
I want to hear him tell a story about you on his podcast about this guy who's always trying to get 2 handshakes from me, and I only do the 1 handshake, but he's always going for the 2nd handshake.
I know he doesn't remember that shit, but yeah, that will always stick with me.
Dude, it's funny things that like will stick with you that don't stick with other people.
Yeah.
Like things that they just find minuscule. They're just like, oh yeah, that was just part of a conversation that we had that just burns into your brain forever. Yeah.
So when you think, and I was told this, when you think about shit you did 5 years ago and you're super embarrassed about it because you're like, everybody remembers. Somebody said whenever you're feeling that way, try to remember some embarrassing shit someone did 5 years ago. You're going to struggle because you don't remember the embarrassing shit they did, and they don't remember the embarrassing shit you did. But I don't know if I told you, ever since I started taking my antidepressants, I don't get that anymore. That doesn't happen to me anymore.
What, impending dread?
Yeah, like, when you're laying in bed and you think about some shit that happened years ago and you get all fucking flustered about it. Doesn't happen to me
every night, though.
Yeah, we call it a regretful recall.
Yeah, doesn't happen anymore. I guess is that a side effect of my medication or just an effect? Like,
I mean, I would just call it an effect, even if it is a side effect. Yeah. I'd say that's a beneficial side effect.
It's a beneficial side effect of it. I don't get those embarrassing recalls anymore. I'm just like, fuck them.
But even like sometimes it's not embarrassing shit. Sometimes I just think about something that was like something I read or something I said or something somebody said to me, and all of a sudden you get that pit in your stomach and it's just like,
see, but I don't get that anymore. That's what I'm saying. Like that just doesn't happen.
That would be nice. Maybe I should take antidepressants.
Like I have those dreams where like I'm at work or in school and I'm naked. And you know, I used to be all fucking panic stricken by that dream. I'm not even fucking panic stricken in my dreams about that shit anymore. I'm just like, oh, I'm naked. Just cover my dick up with my hand. Go try to find some clothes to put on. Like, I don't know. I don't know if it's the medication.
Antidepressants work in your dreams.
Yeah. I don't know if it's the medication or if it's just my complete lack of fucks to give about life anymore or what. Maybe it's a combination of the two. Like, yeah, just even in my dreams, I don't fucking care anymore.
You know, I've never had the naked dream. My recurring one is I've got to take a shit and all the bathroom stalls are either like really short so everyone can see you shitting or none of them have doors. I don't know what that says about me.
You just shit in the urinal. But remember, if you poop in your dreams, you poop for real.
All right, now, children. I need to know who took a duke in the urinal, okay? And I know one of you laid a chunky monkey in the urinal. Was you?
What would you do, Dalton, if you went in the men's bathroom at Walgreens and there was just a big old duke sticking out of the urinal staring at you?
Wouldn't surprise me. Did I tell you? Did it happen? Did the log story, did that happen?
Yeah,
did we already talk about that?
Week,
okay.
yeah.
Bruh, has not been topped yet.
No, if I ever come to Keystone to visit Dalton, I'm going to Walgreens. I'm going and taking a shit in the urinal, and then I'm going to take two little fucking googly eyes and stick them on the turd, and then I'm going to just leave. I'm going to go to the front.
You need to get a small Santa hat, too.
I'm going to go to the front and be like, hey, there's a mess in the bathroom. You should have somebody clean that up. I'm here.
It won't be me.
Dalton, we're going to need you to the men's restroom.
No. See, here's the thing. Did you just say to the women's restroom?
I said the men's restroom.
I heard the women's restroom. I think you just admitted something.
No.
Anyway.
How am I going to poop in a women's urinal?
I was about to ask you the same question.
The logistics of that, they are a nightmare. They should have those, though.
I don't think you'd have enough time to shit in the urinal without somebody coming in there and being like, the fuck are you doing? Dude, people go in that bathroom all the time.
I'm wedging the door. Or I'll just,
like today,
they just come in, just see me fucking... What would you do if you walked in a public bathroom and some dude was just fucking... You didn't know was hovering his ass over the urinal dropping a turd? Would you...
I have walked in the bathroom at a Golden Corral in Palatka and there was a fucking huge log laying in the urinal.
But I'm saying, if you walked in that bathroom and some guy you didn't know was fucking dropping deuce in the urinal, would you confront him or would you just say, I can hold it and turn around and leave the bathroom?
I would tell him, all right, so here's the deal. You're either going to suck my dick or I'm telling everyone.
No, you wouldn't. You would fucking turn around and leave because you're the pussy of this group.
I might just be like, sup, dude, and then go in the stall and shut the door. Because, like, what's the worst that's going to happen?
I don't know, dude. He might fucking come in there after you.
I mean, then I'll be fighting somebody with some poop in my butt, and hopefully I can sit on his face. I'll give him the stink face with a whole
kicks your
shitty
fucking stall door open, turns around and just like backs up bare ass with his cheek spreads like, wipe my butt.
I'm just like,
you're just standing there staring at his fucking dirty brown eye. Do you wipe his butt for him?
I would vomit on him.
Do you wipe his butt for him though?
No, I would vomit on him.
What if he's just standing there? He won't move. He won't let you leave.
Okay, for one, that can't happen. Okay, I have good leg strength. I will kick him in his ass and he will fall down.
But what if he's special and he has like special strength?
Don't care. I don't care. At that point, dude, I don't care if you're Monica Lewinsky. I'm kicking you in the ass.
What if he gets his hands like in the stall where he's like can brace himself?
Then he is either going to break something or he's going to get the fuck out of my way.
What if you kick and your foot goes in his asshole ankle deep? And
then I will pull it out. Hopefully my shoe comes with it. And then I can then aim my kick slightly to the right or left and kick again.
You pull your foot out, your shoe's still in there.
At that point, that's a loss I'm willing to take. I'm gonna hop back on the toilet. I'm gonna jump. I'm gonna put my arms on the top of the stall, hoist myself up. I'm going to stand on top of him as he's bending over. I'm going to curb stomp him like Seth Rollins style, and then I'm going to roll him over, get the 1, 2, 3, and then I'm out that bitch with the hardcore title.
I don't know. I think he's gonna take you. He's gonna give you the fucking stink face. He's gonna give you the fucking Rikishi bomb. You're just gonna have a skid mark down your chest. And it's gonna be on your work
Whatever
shirt.
You say, sir. I don't know where these fantasies you get about me and poop come from.
I'm glad to get you off though.
Like,
so you're gonna get written up. for being out of uniform.
Is this because I gave that guy a tip for $5 to tell you you had a gay hat?
Yes.
New merch coming to the store soon.
Yeah. Let's see. Where were we?
So, Iowa approves 14-year-olds working 6-hour shifts.
Yes. The state of Iowa, instead of, paying people a living wage, they have approved 14-year-olds to work 6-hour evening shifts from like 3 to 9 or 4 to 10 or some shit like that. Like, would you want a 14-year-old being in charge of anything of yours?
No.
Yeah, I'm sorry, and this sounds really shitty, and I don't mean it that way, but if you can't legally fuck, you shouldn't be allowed to cook my food at a restaurant. Like, if I don't want a 14-year-old making my fucking original chicken sandwich or bringing me my food at Olive Garden.
Well, I mean, that's like up at Walgreens, they hired Emma, which, don't get me wrong, Emma's awesome. Like, she's good at her job, and now that she's 18, like, it's easier. But, like, they hired her when she was 17, so anytime any of the local boozers come through with their alcohol, she had to call somebody to come ring them up.
Yep.
Because she couldn't legally sell alcohol. And I'm like, why would you hire somebody who's not legally allowed to sell some of the products in your own establishment? It doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah, because they can't get anybody else.
Yeah. Well, like I said, though, we did look. She's good at her job, so she's good with customers. I'll give her that.
Dude, that's my thing is, like, 14-year-olds are not responsible enough to have jobs.
They're not.
20-year-olds are not responsible enough to hold jobs anymore.
I was like 25 before I started really kicking myself into high gear and taking work seriously.
I'm pretty sure when I was 14, I was still, like, playing fucking backyard wrestling and shit. And, like, yeah, we fucking broke my cousin's bed because me and my cousin double suplexed his younger cousin through the bed. Like, we weren't fucking responsible. We were playing Goldeneye and shit. San Francisco Rush.
I remember my friend drop kicking me. No, we weren't playing wrestling. He just was an asshole, and he jumped off his bed and drop kicked me onto his brother's bed. And because I was fat, it broke his brother's bed, and his mom got super pissed at me for my fat ass breaking the bed.
Well, you shouldn't have been so fat.
Yeah, I guess so. Little did she know, only my dick landed on the bed. Ho!
Yeah, we fucking tore shit up wrestling as kids. So yeah, the 14-year-olds are not responsible.
They're not mature enough to have a job.
No.
Like, what if a 14-year-old's ringing up somebody and, like, they see that the person's name is Dick? Like, they're not going to be able to hold it together.
I'd probably laugh at that too, but yeah.
Yeah, but you're adult enough to wait till they walk away to snicker.
Not always.
Well, how many 14-year-olds are going to be putting on the receipt gay hat?
Probably all of them. Probably all of them. They'll probably be putting the F word and the N word and all kinds of Call of Duty Modern Warfare shit on there.
My God. Yeah. I've told the Grand Theft Auto Online story. I don't need to go into that again, but dude, Jesus Christ. Kids are ridiculous.
Speaking of horrible political decisions, Dane might have heard about this. I think it happened earlier today. A North Carolina House representative who was voted in as a Democrat changed parties and is now a Republican, which gave Republicans the majority in North Carolina to where now anything they want to pass cannot be vetoed. So
that seems like it should be illegal.
That's what I said. That's what a lot of other people I saw have said. Like, I don't think you should be allowed to run as a certain party and then change your party once you're elected.
No, dude, that's like bait and switch.
Yeah.
That's fucked up.
Yeah, that's really
fucked up.
Well, it doesn't happen often, but I know that you can.
I don't think you should be able to, though.
And in the world of politics, did you see Tucker Carlson got fired?
Yes.
And also, on the opposite spectrum, Don Lemon got fired, which I thought was interesting. It's like, two big wigs in the news place, both getting fired. Tucker Carlson, because he's actually more liberal than he puts on, apparently. Or because he doesn't like Trump or something along those lines. And Don Lemon apparently got fired for misogyny.
All right.
Gotta love it. Gotta love it.
Trisha Cocksmoker,
Cocksmoker?
Cocksmoker, yeah. She switched to the Republican Party on Wednesday, giving the GOP veto-proof control in both chambers of the legislature and handing Democratic Governor Roy Cooper a setback in trying to block hardline conservative policies in his final 2 years in office. I still stand by the fact I don't think you should be able to do that.
That should literally get taken to the Supreme Court. That's fucked up.
But
our government's
ridiculous. The issue is there is precedent for doing that. Yeah. So whether you should be allowed to do it or not, it is currently legal.
And the people who have to decide whether it's legal or not are them. So,
yeah.
It's like, do you think Congress has ever missed a pay raise? Because they vote on whether they get a pay raise or not.
Our wonderful, pleasant, enjoyable, lovely governor, Ron DeSantis, is apparently going to run for fucking president.
Yeah, I heard that.
And I'm like, God damn it. Why? So I had somebody put it into perspective for me. They're like, let him run as a Republican.
Yep.
Because then Donald Trump's going to have to run as an independent.
Yep. And split the vote.
And it'll split. Yeah, it might have been me and you actually having this conversation, Jeremy.
I mean, I know I said that. I don't remember who I talked to about it, but yeah.
Yeah, split the vote. And then boom. And then Democrats win. And we can not have to worry about all the shit going on with like wanting to bring back the like lynching and whatever, all the other shit that I've heard that's been going on lately that I'm just like, well, what the fuck is going on with this country? Why are we just all of a sudden reverting back to the way things were 100 years ago? What the fuck? Progress is about moving forward.
So I want to speaking on crazy people like Ron DeSantis, who's having a dick measuring contest with Mickey Mouse right now. Technically this is about a wrestler, but I don't think it's about wrestling. So me and you talked about it a little bit. Crazy old former Impact wrestler Raka Khan has filed a lawsuit against several wrestlers and non-wrestlers claiming a conspiracy against her involving a 2019 court case against her involving interference of child custody. The lawsuit names the following, among others, as parties involved in the conspiracy. We didn't talk about the parties. We said she was suing like 34 people or some shit. Let me read these parties to you, Dalton, because they're fucking ridiculous. Michael Jordan, Chris Benoit, who's been dead for a decade now.
Chris Benoit died before she ever debuted in TNA. Let me just go ahead and throw that out there.
Well, she's claiming this was in, I don't remember, 99 maybe.
Oh.
But Michael Jordan, Chris Benoit, the state of Texas, the El Paso Child Protective Services, the FBI, the La Cruces, New Mexico Police Department, the New York Police Department, Suffolk County, New York, Dwayne The Rock Johnson, the Miz and Maurice, Heath Miller, Nikki Bella, Mark Jindrak, Home Depot, Florida Championship Wrestling, Stephen Kern, the NWA, Billy Corgan, Deep South Wrestling, Bank of America, Jim Cornette, and Mick Foley, among others.
Fucking Jim Cornette.
She's trying to sue Jim Cornette, NWA, the state of Texas, Home Depot, and the New York Police Department. Like, she's fucking unhinged, apparently.
Dude. And I tagged Jeremy in this and was like, why did they let this case run through? And you made a good point when you were like, you see that fucking sentence that says that she has to pay for everything? That's why they let it
The suit may actually move forward as Khan has agreed to cover court costs in advance. She has to pay court costs to serve every defendant in this trial. That's going to be a lot of fucking money. I think they're going to let her do that. They're going to get to court and they're going to be, this is fucking stupid. Get this out of my courtroom.
She's going to be out the money and the government wins. And I bet within a year, we get a very sad story about that lady.
Like this says, their opinion on it. While it is easy to laugh at something that is pretty clearly nonsense, this is either Khan trying to do whatever she can to get out of trouble or showing that she is in need of some serious help. She definitely needs help. And like we talked about it came up that she has a arrest warrant in the state of Texas for like attempted kidnapping and like basically she's apparently in a custody battle over her kid and she like got in a bunch of trouble for like like impeding the child protective services in El Paso or some shit, and like not kidnapping, but like basically attempted kidnapping. So, but yeah, this lady is obviously fucking unhinged. Like, that defendant list just blew my mind. It's like you got Bank of America, Home Depot, and Chris Benoit on this motherfucker.
Yeah, that's a hell of a fucking list, dude.
Yeah, it's fucking nuts.
That feels like it's from a sketch comedy routine.
Right?
Like, that's
you just start naming off people.
That's some shit that they would do on SNL. It's like the defendants in this case are Chris Benoit, The Rock, Jim Cornette, Home Depot, Bank of America, the state of Texas.
Yeah, it just starts getting more
the New York
ridiculous
Police Department. 3 raccoons in a trench coat pretending to be a man.
The planet Jupiter.
Yeah. Oh, dude, just
So, speaking of crazy people, remember I brought up the girl that I'm friends with on Snapchat, and Dane, I'm actually curious your opinion on this because you were one of my few Christian friends. So, the girl I'm friends with on Snapchat who thinks God is talking to her and sending her signs and things like that. Her Snap stories this week have been a lot of not necessarily like scripture from the Bible, but like people's interpretations of it and saying like there are these different symbols that represent things, and she's been seeing them in the clouds, and she says that it's God sending her signs, and that she posted this thing that the Lexi that everyone knew is dead, and that God put her here for a higher purpose, and if she doesn't achieve it in this life, then she'll achieve it in the next to protect these children. Because I told you she used to do the thing where she would pose to be a young girl because she's a very small statured girl with small titties and everything, and would send pictures to these guys and make them think that she was like 13, 14, and then her and her boyfriend would go meet up with them and film them and put them all over social media. Yeah, they got in trouble for doing that, obviously. Just to
interrupt you for a second, I have a story related to that once you're done.
Okay, so I posted a status on Facebook, and I know if she saw it, she would message me 1,000 messages about how I'm a blind sheep and yada yada. But I posted a thing that said, if you think God talks to you, seek help. Because I think that she's fried her brain with hallucinogens. I've done my fair share, and my memory's fucked up, right? Like, my brain does not work the way it used to because I've done a lot of acid. Yeah. It just is what it is. And, I think she's fucking fried herself because she really believes that like God is like talking to her and using her as a thing. And I don't know. It just comes off strange to me. So I'm just curious what you guys think of it.
Honestly, to me, just armchair psychologist here, sounds schizophrenic.
That's what I'm kind of wondering. If she's got like she needs to seek some help is the vibe that I get from it.
Yeah, she's cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
Especially since like she's got 2 kids and her boy. I'm like, does her boyfriend believe this too? Like, I don't understand what's going on.
Okay, truth time. It's actually me. I've been hiding in her bushes and like talking through her dryer vent exhaust. This is God. Go outside and show your neighbor your butthole.
Your neighbor's behind this bush right here.
Yes, your neighbor
just like
is
that.
Standing beside your house. Go show him your butthole. Let him put his finger in it. It's for the Lord.
Yeah, I don't know. And just, I hope she gets some help.
Yeah. So
anyway.
Yeah, I've never put any stock in people who claim that God's talking to them.
Yeah, me neither. I'm like, that's...
They're trying to sell you something or they're crazy.
Yeah. So, that being said, do you think that's why they killed Jesus?
There it is. Sorry, bastard's crazy. He thinks he's the son of God.
Well, I mean, look at the human race's history with dealing with people who say, you know what, we should love one another.
Yeah, that is very, that is very true.
I love that one meme where it's like, if Jesus came back, you wouldn't let him in the country.
Yeah. Dude, if Jesus came back, he would represent everything that most like big, crazy, large mega churches, like he'd look at those and be like, why? Yeah. I really do think that he would be saddened by like Joel Osteen and those types.
Oh, like I said, Joel Osteen, if religion is real, Joel Osteen is the literal devil. Like my mom loves him, and I'm like, I don't see how. Like, he literally represents everything that you're supposed to not like.
Yeah.
Like greed, gluttony, like he's just a horrible human being.
And I'm sure you guys get this in North Carolina too, because the area, I'm in the very bottom of the Bible Belt, whereas I think that you guys are near the top of it, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sure you guys deal with this too. In my town, there are two different types. There are the people, and I'll lump Dane in with these types of people. They're the sweetest fucking people you'll ever meet. And they don't try to like shove religion down your throat. They just, they believe in what they believe, and that's how they live, and they want the best for you because that's, the Bible says to love thy neighbor and all that stuff.
What I call the I'll pray for you Christians.
Yeah. And they're generally good people.
Yeah.
Like very nice. We have neighbors who are they're an older Christian couple. And like he goes out and like he has friends that have farms, and he goes and picks a bunch of corn and stuff, and he'll bring us like 2 big paper bags full of fresh corn and stuff. And he's just like, here you go. Like, no, I don't need any money for it. God bless. Dude, thank you so much. Like, he's the sweetest man. Then you have these other people that come into Walgreens and stuff, and they look at me. They take one look at me, and they're like, this boy's the devil. I'm going to be an asshole
Jesus,
to him.
boy.
You need Jesus, yeah.
What I call
the short-range ballistic missionaries.
What I call Bible thumpers. You should be doing this.
They hand me their little cartoon pamphlet things.
Yeah.
Yeah. I find those in the bathroom.
They're those motherfuckers that will leave what looks like a $20 tip at a restaurant, and it's actually a fucking thing about how you should repent.
Yeah.
AKA a total piece of shit. No actual tip.
You want to know how to piss them people off, don't you?
No. Do inform me.
Keep this one in your back pocket. This is preaching time. I'm going to give you an actual little piece of info that'll knock holes in just about any Protestant's set of things that they want to do. Say, all right, so Easter Sunday. Christ rose on Sunday, died on Friday. I'd have to look up the scripture to tell you to it, but one of them says, there's no sign I give except this. Like Jonah was in the belly of the fish, the Son of God will be in the heart of the earth 3 days and 3 nights. If he's dying on a Friday and rising on a Sunday, 1 full day, 2 partial days, 2 full nights. The only sign he said would prove that he was Son of God didn't happen.
Yeah, I was going to say that
Jesus ain't real. And that's what I call White Jesus.
Yeah. White Jesus has a schedule to keep. He's got to make sure he gets it in on that holiday
White
weekend.
Jesus was not the Son of God. You're worshiping a false Christ. Your religion's meaningless. I have shut down so many people with that, and they get mad.
What's always blown my... I saw a thing the other day that people... it was just like one of these... I don't know if it was an atheist page I follow or a science page or something that shared a thing that was like, Jesus, like, for all intents and purposes, was born in the Middle East. So why is he always represented as a white guy? You'd be... Well, maybe you guys wouldn't, but I'd say you'd be amazed in the comments of people defending why Jesus is white.
Yeah.
And people were like, well, he made him, he's made in the image of God, and God looks like all of us. We were made in the image of God, so he just looks like all of us. And I'm like, yeah, then he would be not a white color.
Yeah.
If he was an amalgamation of everyone, he'd probably look like he was from the Middle East.
Exactly. He was, per the text, he was born in North Africa. He would be Middle Eastern in appearance. Dark hair, olive skin, dark features, hairy as a motherfucker.
He was a carpenter. He wasn't skinny and frail. The Bible condemns men having long hair. He wouldn't have had long flowing locks. Might have been shoulder length at the longest. Just all the art that depicts Jesus comes out of the Renaissance.
Yeah. Nice.
And I keep kosher. And I got in an argument with my best friend's mom's boyfriend. He's like, why the hell are you doing that? Jesus ate ham. I said, he was Jewish. How the hell do you figure that? He's like, it's in the painting. I said, the painting of the Last Supper? He's like, yeah, they got a big fucking ham there. I'm like, yeah, they're all also sitting on the same side of the table. You think that's how it really went down?
Dude. Yeah, it amazes me the like almost like the nitpicking that people do, where it's like, no, the Bible says this, so you can't do that. And I'm like, really? What's your shirt made of?
Yep.
Because is it mixed fabric? Because you're going to hell too.
Oh, I bring that shit up all the time, and their response is always, well, no, that's the Old Testament. It's like, the Bible's the Bible, cuz. And I tell him, like, what you forget more than anything is the one part of the Bible you need to remember, and I'm paraphrasing here, where Jesus said, mind your fucking business. Like, Jesus told you.
Actually, Paul said that.
Mind your fucking business. Worry about what you're doing and stop worrying about what everybody. What's the, Dane, you may know the actual scripture where it's like, don't try to remove the something from, it's something about don't remove the sliver of wood.
Don't worry about the mote in your brother's eye when you got a plank in your own.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Basically, most of the Bible tells you worry about your own fucking problems.
Well, literally, it's in either 1st or 2nd Thessalonians, verbatim, and mind your own business.
There you go.
It's the easiest way to stay out of trouble. To mind your own business.
Yep.
In fact, I believe that the great poet of our time, Violent J, said it best when he said, "Don't worry about my shit, just rap, motherfucker."
Dude, I saw the clip this morning or last night on Facebook. The fucking interview they did with Howard Stern with Sharon Osbourne after their first album came out, and she was like, "You're fucking washed up. I bet you $50,000 you won't sell 200,000 copies of your next album." I wonder if she ever paid that.
No, she didn't. So I've heard all that whole thing play out.
Yeah.
She said that like their next album wasn't going to do 200,000 hits.
Yeah.
And their next album was either The Great Malenko or it was The Amazing Jekyll Brothers, both of which sold over 200,000 copies.
Oh yeah.
And they said that they hit her up and they said, "Dude, don't even pay us. Like, give that 50 grand to charity."
Yep.
And she never paid up, but they straight up like showed that bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was that whole beef started because ICP took Cold Chamber out on the road with them, but Cold Chamber wasn't really bringing people in.
Yeah.
So they dropped him from the tour, and Sharon was Cold Chamber's manager, and it started beef. Yeah,
because they brought up the fact that she pushed what band? Korn. She pushed Korn's manager down a set of stairs. She's like, no, I punched him and then I pushed him down a set of stairs. I'm like, that's not better. You assaulted somebody.
But she's the wife of Ozzy Osbourne, so
Yeah.
that's probably why she felt like she could do that.
Yeah.
Like, who the fuck's gonna do anything to Ozzy's wife?
Yeah. I mean, I
Ozzy's
like
one of the
Sharon.
kings.
She's a badass. Like, I've always liked her.
Did you ever watch that show? The
Oh,
Osbournes?
yeah. I had a pair of boxers from the Osbournes.
Sure.
I had a pair from SpongeBob.
Sure.
I still
had a
have
pair from South Park.
still have a pair from SpongeBob and South Park.
Hell yeah. All right. Well, gentlemen, let's do songs of the week. Now, I have 2 songs of the week, apparently, because I forgot that we had.
Because you have to save the other one for next week.
I don't want to save the other
Too
one.
bad. This week is Metallica. Because we didn't listen to the album. I think it was
72 seasons.
Was it Brian that asked?
Oh, yeah, I believe it was Brian.
If not, y'all will correct us in Discord.
So, before we get to ours, though, since Dane might not have listened to that album, Dane, do you have a song of the week that you'd like to give? Do you want to give the one that you put in the listener?
Yeah, I'll cheat and put the one that I put in the listener suggested
All
one.
right.
Bury the Light from the Devil May Cry 5 soundtrack. I know most people are probably thinking, video game music, why you want to put that? All right, Dalton, I know for Steam Machine, gifted the Devil May Cry games. When you get to this game, if you listen to Bury the Light ahead of time, you won't understand it until you play it. It completely spoils everything in advance for the bad guy, but you only know it in retrospect.
Oh, that's cool. I like that.
And that, not just down to the lyrics, even to the way the music is written. Just everything about that song is so badass, so pumped, and you can play them as a playable character, and that plays when you're beating ass in that game. And I'll tell you, nothing makes you feel like a final boss more than that fucking song. I've been jamming out to it for a solid year now.
Hell yeah. The Devil May Cry games have always had really good music.
I'm sure
I really enjoyed.
I'm sure it will surprise you. Never played a single one of them.
That doesn't surprise me.
Favorite games?
I would be curious to know what you thought once you played one, though.
You know what my attitude is towards Devil May Cry games? Have a very Devil May Care attitude towards them.
All right, Jeremy, what was your favorite song off Metallica's newest album?
So yeah, we had a question last week. What we thought of the 72 Seasons album. So we listened to the album, some of us more than others, and picked a song from it. I want to say, before I pick my song, I'm not the most musically gifted person. We all know that. Dalton's the music guy. But every song on this album just about sounded the fucking same to me. Like,
Thrash metal.
Did you catch that? Where it's like every song, like you could probably take chunks of each song out of it and make a whole new Metallica song, and it would sound perfectly normal.
Also, here's the two things about that. Thrash metal is a lot of the same beats.
Yeah.
That's that same upbeat tempo. And then also, like, Metallica has been around long enough that they have a sound.
Yeah.
So they've gotten to the point nowadays probably where they can just walk into the studio and be like, all right, let's just play something how Metallica sounds, and they can just bust out a whole fucking record.
Yeah. Well, that sounds like what they did, because this album sounded like 12 versions of the same song.
12 good versions of the same song, but...
That being said, the two songs I like the most, or like, caught my attention the most...
No, fuck you. Pick one. No, fuck you. Pick one.
No, I'm going to say the two I like the best. One of them is my song of the week, but it was Screaming Suicide. It's an awesome song. Mm-hmm. But my song of the week is Sleepwalk My Life Away. That song that was like, those two songs were the songs that I was like, wanted to hit replay on,
Yeah.
That fucking sick guitar solo in 72 Seasons.
Which, if you're not going to let me choose Right Now by SR71, because it's a catchy song.
No.
Then I'm going to, my choice was 72 Seasons, which is the first song on the album. Like, so I listened up until Lux Eterna.
Which was not a terrible... I honestly thought you would have picked Lux Eterna, because that just seemed like your style.
I really dug that, like, Lux Eterna. I didn't quite care for the guitar solo, which bugged me because I saw the whole internet going off about the solo in that song, and I was like, man, I hope I don't agree, because I always hate when I agree with bandwagoning shit, but really, like, it could have been played better. But it was a good song. I really thought that 72 Seasons, like, that
whole song was
just kicked off the album incredibly.
It was a very long song, and it was
like 8 minutes long.
It was like one of those songs where it's almost two songs put together with a guitar solo in the middle.
Yeah, that's the guitar solo splits the two sides of the song. Yeah. It was really good.
But dude, when I listened to that song, I was driving down the highway, windows down, and I pulled into Tractor Supply parking lot as that guitar solo was going, and I was like, God damn, this is a good ass solo.
It really is, dude. I was impressed. All right, so when we get to now we're at the fan questions.
No, we have to do listener song of the week.
Oh, you're right.
It was my turn to pick, but I didn't like any of the songs in listener song of the week, so I gave Dalton this week to pick one.
And my winner this week, with a two win. Well, I don't want to make it a competition and call it winners, but with two selections in a row now from me, Kana gets the nod with "Demons Are a Girl's Best Friend" from Powerwolf. Fantastic song.
The song started out really good. Like, the instrumental at the beginning was really good. And I was like, oh man, this is a good song. And then they started that fucking fantasy metal shit, and I was just like, never mind.
But it's not fantasy metal though. That's like Powerwolf sings about religion and stuff. But I get what you're saying though. You're not into power metal.
Yeah. I'm not the music guy, so all that shit just blends in. To me, metal is like Gojira and Death Clock and shit like that. Like, if I can understand what they're saying, it's not metal music to me.
See, to me, good metal music, when you slow it down, is going to sound like classical music.
There you go. Yeah, sounds like Grandpa's guitars.
Grandpa's guitars. See, the thing with Powerwolf with me is that you can watch that music video for Demons Are a Girl's Best Friend and then go watch a video of them playing it live, and it sounds just as good. Like, they are so tight live, and the singer's voice is incredible.
Well, I have to say, I feel like live or recorded is not going to sound much different when you don't know how to play your instruments in the first place.
Moving on. Moving on.
You see this, Dane? You see
I
how
gotta go to.
You see how pissed off he gets when I say that? That's why I always say it.
Yeah, because I've only been playing guitar for 20 fucking years, and I get lumped into that when you say that. So fuck you.
You would think after 20 years you would know how to play it.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Oh, it's fun.
Let's see. I don't. Oh, okay. So is it the pins? You can only choose 3 to be real.
Yes.
All right. So
Dane, you'll have to pull up your Discord.
Yeah, I've already got it pulled up.
Here are your choices, listeners. And these are all like alternate.
I don't think we have to read them all out. If you want to know what they are, go join the Discord and look at them.
Well, fuck you then.
Well, okay. Are you Mehgan Fox?
bit.ly/TSMP Discord, all capital letters.
He's mad at me because I talk shit about metal music.
bit.ly/TSMP Discord, all capital letters.
Go join the Discord. That's where it's fun.
Yeah, it is actually. It's where it's happening.
So who's choosing first?
Where all the weirdos hang out.
They're nice. So if I were to choose 3, I'm going Goth IHOP, Goth IHOP, MILF Denny's, and Waifu Wendy's.
That's funny because 2 of those 3 I agree with. Can you guess which 2?
I'm gonna guess MILF and Goth.
Yes. Goth IHOP sounds hot. MILF Denny sounds just fucking amazing. And I'm gonna go with, instead of Waifu Wendy's because I don't like Wendy's, I'm gonna go with E-Girl Applebee's.
That was my strong 4th contender. Yeah. Contender was E-Girl Applebee's, and also oh fuck, where'd it go? I don't know. Femboy Hooters could be fun.
Maybe so.
I might be able to get Hooters wings without getting in trouble with the wife.
Yeah. So what about you, Dave?
Or E-Girl Applebee's, or I just noticed Bimbo Burger King could be kind of fun.
I'll give you a Whopper.
Yeah. She's like, I got 2 Whoppers right here for you, boy. Just slaps you with her tits. So where are you going, Dane?
Well, we got to have Monster Girl McDonald's on mine.
All right. Monster Girls. I can't argue that.
Probably Tomboy Outback. And I guess round it out with Cat Girl Chipotle.
Nice. I can get behind all of those too. I will absolutely go with you to Tomboy Outback and get a bloomin' onion.
Dalton didn't know he liked cat girls until we did that episode with Ostara, and then Dalton learned some things about himself.
See, here's the thing. I like cat girls since playing Final Fantasy XI back in the day when you saw the Mithra, and they were a female-only cat girl race. But that night with Ostara, I was just thinking about that. For one, that episode was really long.
Yeah,
that was like the 4.5 hour episode. 2, I was very drunk by the end of that episode.
Yeah.
And 3, I'm afraid to go back and listen to that because I remember being very flustered at some of the things she was saying to me. Yeah. And I also remember trying to not get myself in trouble because I did not want to make Mehgan mad. All right. Man, these are so small in this chat. I can't zoom in. So let's see. Kana, any good MacGyver moment stories? So this comes from a meme that Kana posted that says, you give a few potheads a bunch of weed and nothing to smoke out of, and suddenly they become engineers. It's amazing. And I have a couple instances of doing this. Do either of you? I don't know if either of you are real smokers.
I mean, not smoking. Well, one of mine is smoking, but it's pretty simple. It's just making a pipe out of some tinfoil. Like everybody's done that at some point.
Done that, yeah.
Like I used to work in a factory, so I've MacGyvered a whole bunch of shit. I'm trying to think if I have any good stories of MacGyvering shit, but I can't.
I got one off the top of my head if you need time to think. I once opened a combination lock with a Pepsi can.
Nice.
How?
Well, it actually is involved with how I met my wife.
That's how he got that. That's how he got that chastity belt off.
So, I finally got to stop dreaming about the Hulk. But when we met, we both worked at Walmart, and this 15 years ago, when I first started working there, I didn't have a smartphone. I sat in the break room and read books all damn day whenever I was on break and shit. But I was back there reading one day, and I think we crossed paths once or twice, and she comes to and she was bitching about had to get in her locker, and right back out the door. And I'm thinking, oh, I ain't going to stick my nose in somebody else's business. I didn't really know her that well yet. But when I walk out of the break room and down past the lockers, she's standing there with somebody out of maintenance, and they're trying to open one of these top row lockers, and she just cannot get this lock to come loose. I'm like, did you forget your combination or something? She goes, no. Me and a friend of hers who they got hired at the same time, they give his tall ass a bottom row locker, and her, who's, my wife is 5'3", a top row. So they were like, well, hey, just swap locks, and traded lockers, didn't make it official. He quit. She was worried that they were going to give her locker away, and if she went in there and tried to say, hey, all this happened, she was going to get bitched at for unofficially swapping lockers. I said, hey, hold on, I got this. Walk back into the break room, pop open the recycling bin, pull out a Pepsi can, walk over to the sink, and I get a pair of scissors. Now picture this for a minute. I cut a rectangle out of this Pepsi can. Top is straight, bottom I do a kind of M shape, and I fold this up and roll it around a pencil that I pulled out of my pocket. So now I've got a little T, looks kind of like a T block from Tetris, but curved at the bottom and round. I go back out there to the locker, wrap that around the shackle, shake, down into it, pop the lock open. And then she looks at me like, how the fuck did you know how to do that? I said, you pick up a lot of tricks, 9 months in jail. And pimped away.
Yeah, and that minute, her panties flooded and she knew you were the man that she wanted to spend her life with.
A month later, we had our first date.
Hell yeah, that's what's up. I
didn't tell her that 9 months in jail was I was working there, but
hey, it doesn't matter. It counts.
Whatever gets you in the door.
Yep. So we used to have a bong that we had that we called AJ. We called him AJ because it was an apple juice bottle. So do you guys remember when you could, I don't know if they still do this up there, but down here, I can't find these anywhere anymore. When you could go in the gas station and get like a White Owl or a Swisher in a tube, and it was a plastic tube, a singular. I miss those, dude. Those were such good storage for things. But anyway, so we took a White Owl tube and we cut the rounded end off. And I cut a small hole in this apple juice bottle that was just big enough for this tube to fit through. So, we cut it in the way that it was angled. So when you put the tube in there, it made the tube stand halfway up.
Gave it an erection.
Basically gave it a little erection, yeah. So then I had this pipe that my mom had given me that was like a metal pipe that you could screw in on the side and it would look like a normal bowl, or you could screw it in from the bottom and it would be a piece, like a straight pipe. And we took the outer part off of it, so it was just the inner metal, and it fit perfectly into that tube, like to where it didn't fall through, but it just sat in there perfect. And put some water in that bitch, popped a little carb on the back of it, and dude, we used to get so baked off of that thing. It bubbled. It was one of the best bongs I've ever hit, ever. Like, even out of all the professional glass bongs and stuff, this fucking apple juice bottle ripped. And it didn't kill your chest, because I guess it had enough water in there to really cool you off, because it was a big gallon thing of apple juice. Then I was in Orlando when the last time we went down there to go to Universal Studios, when I saw the Harry Potter place and all that. And my buddy Nick lived down there at the time. He came and visited me at the hotel, and he brought some weed, but we didn't have anything to smoke out of. So we went downstairs to the cafeteria and bought an apple. Made an apple pipe.
Oh, yeah.
And smoked out of that. That was fun. And then the only other one I can think of is when we went on a camping trip to Goldhead. It was actually the camping trip that I got kicked out of Boy Scouts. The night before all that went down, me, Alan, and Miles wanted to go toke. Alan's like, oh, I got some bud, man. Let's go wander off. Because it was nighttime. All the younger kids were asleep. So we were going to go walk off in the woods, burn some, come back, sit around the campfire, enjoy the rest of our night, right? As the elders there. As the adults, all the adults, quote unquote, were asleep as well. So Alan just walks to the fucking trunk of his car and pops it open, and he's a gearhead, I'll say. Yeah. I was going to say grease monkey, but he's a gearhead. Like, he is like all about fixing cars. He's got like 5 cars in his yard that he's always working on at any given time. Motorcycles. He's that kind of guy, you know? We also used to call him Nubs because he's missing 2 of his fingers. That was his nickname, Nubs. We used to say he can finger you with these 2 and he can nub your clit with these 2. So he just pops open his trunk and he's just got like tools and he's got, like nuts, bolts, pipes, all these different types of things. And he just sits there for like 3 minutes. And then when he stands up, he goes, all right. And he's just got this fucking bowl that he built out of shit that he just had in his trunk.
Yep.
I was like, hell yeah, that's what's up. Yeah, it's always fun to like try to come up with a way to smoke.
Oh, yeah.
I remember one other time, doing the old can trick. You poke the holes in the can.
Yep.
And you poke the little carb on the side. I was at my friend Rachel's house, and we had just got done having sex. We had 1 bowl worth of weed left. And she puts it on the can and goes to hit it and coughed and just blew that shit everywhere.
Oh.
I was like, well, damn. Well, damn.
So I have one story that, not really a MacGyver story, but it made me feel like a badass. I was probably like 12 or 13. And for some reason, I don't even know why, me, my mom, and my brother all went outside. And I closed the door behind us. And apparently the doorknob was locked. The deadbolt wasn't locked, but the doorknob was locked. So, door's locked. We're all locked outside. Nobody has keys. We're like shaking the door, trying to get in. All the windows are locked. All the doors are locked. My grandmother lives like a block away. So, my mom's like, I'm going to walk to Nana's house and get the spare key. And my brother goes with her, but I'm like fucking lazy. I'm like, I'll just sit here and wait. So as I'm sitting there on the porch, I'm just looking around. I happen to see a rusty paper clip in the driveway. And I was like, I wonder. So I picked this paper clip up, fold it out, like double it over, put it in the keyhole, jiggle it around, and the fucking door unlocks. And I was like, no fucking way. Like, dude, so like I just go in the house and close the door behind me. And then when my mom gets home, she's like, how'd you get in the house? And I was like, I picked the lock. She was like, what do you mean? And like, nobody believed me, but I'm like, how else would I have gotten in the house? Like, we tried everything. But like, dude, it just fucking worked.
Hell yeah. All right, let's
improvise a scrape pick.
Oh, okay, I see. The questions just started on one page, but they can okay.
Yeah.
So the next one comes in from Team Retrogue. You have been given a superpower that when used automatically spawns the hottest woman in the world to give you the best sex ever. But Coco Melon is playing in the background every time. Is this a blessing or a curse?
Oh, I'm fucking going balls deep singing the fucking song. I don't give a shit.
So here's my thing. I don't know what Coco Melon is, but I've had sex with
children's songs.
I've had sex with a many a thing on in the background, not paying attention to it. I mean, if I can bang, if me and Mehgan could have sex while Howl's Moving Castle is playing, like, I'm pretty sure I could get it down to Coco Melon. Like, fuck it.
My thing with this question is, I don't know if Mikolov has kids or not. I feel like this is a question that for people who have small children may be different. I
believe he does have kids.
I don't have small children, so I'm not inundated with Coco Melon. So yeah, I'll fuck her 24 hours straight with Coco Melon playing. I will say it was funny. The day that this question got asked,
I was resetting the summer section at work, and some of it was Coco Melon stuff.
Yeah. Like, dude,
what about you, Dane?
I love Baby Shark. I'm fucking love that song because I don't have small kids, so I didn't have to listen to it 800 times. Yep, there you go. Baby Shark.
Baby Shark car.
Drinking out of a Baby Shark glass. Dad
so
laugh.
Yeah, you have kids with
Coco
this
Melon was how we distracted. Coco Melon was one of the ways to distract the child for relations for me and my wife. So yeah, that's not a curse.
Yeah, I was gonna say, so you're used to it already. Yeah, you'd be fine.
He's accustomed to it. Dude.
I'm almost Pavlovian with it at this point.
Dude, I'll tell you what, speaking of kids shit, Miss Rachel can get it. Dalton doesn't know who Miss Rachel is, but Miss Rachel.
I'll say, who's Miss Rachel?
She can get it. She's like the new kids, like Blippi, basically. Like, she does the educational shows.
I didn't remember the name.
But she can get it.
You know who can get it? Miss Frizzle.
Well,
Miss Frizzle can get it. Miss Frizzle does butt stuff, I guarantee it. Guarantee it.
I'm going to need you to shrink down and fly in my vagina, then they re-expand.
Yeah.
Well, I'm pretty sure that shit with Blippy doing the Harlem Poop Shake video getting out probably hurt his brand a lot.
Probably so.
The what? I know the Harlem Shake. What is the Harlem Poop Shake?
There's a video, you can Google it. You might not want to, but it's something that Blippy did before he was Blippy, dancing to the Harlem Shake, and then it hard cuts and he's standing on top of a toilet, butt-ass naked, and shits on his friend who is sitting in the floor upside down.
Word?
So is this like...
And I don't know what kind of connections he has, but it got pulled down off almost the entire internet overnight.
So is this like... Was he like pooping into his friend's butthole?
He projectile shits down on top of his friend, like it splatters all over the dude. It is terrible, and he's got that goofy fucking smile the whole damn time.
Is it fucked up that I kind of want to see this video now?
Of course you do.
When I found out about it, I had to see it. I want to
see this. Dude, you know what I found? You know what I did the first second I heard Chris Evans had a nude photo leak? I was like, I got to see Captain America's dick, and I went and found that shit. And it's the most bro photo I've ever seen in my fucking life. Dude's in his...
Same thing.
He's in his own bathroom with a backwards ball cap on, holding his dick like it's a fucking trophy.
I did the same thing when I heard that Seth Rollins had a dick pic leaked. And then I also did the same thing when all that Page shit went down back in the day, which I feel bad about now, but in retrospect, like...
Yeah.
But, oh boy, was it nice to see what I had been wondering about all that time.
Oh, yeah. Do you know what kills me?
Leaks with Charlotte and stuff, too.
Is none of these wrestlers wear, like, cups, but I swear to God, none of them look like they have dicks at all. Like, there might be the tiniest little bump in their fucking trunks.
So most wrestlers wear a pair of trunks, and then they pull up their trunks over those. So there's 2 layers of shit holding that in.
But still, there's nothing there.
Dude, listen, there are some wrestlers that you can definitely catch a package if you're looking hard enough.
I never see it, and I always look. It's become a thing, because I think like Sting wore a cup, I think. It was like part of his suit. But yeah, like a lot of them, which I feel like that's I would want to wear a cup. Like there's very high probability of taking nut shots.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Let's see. Kana, I think this question was for me. So it says, how was the sex grenade?
Yeah, so, I have no idea what this means. So
you should be more active in the Discord, my good sir. So I posted a screenshot. I was looking through a local dispensary, and one of the marijuana strains that they offered was called Sex Grenade. And unfortunately, I did not get any. I didn't go. I was just looking and just saw that it was called Sex Grenade and was like, that's tremendous. I need to share that with Discord. I would like to smoke some Sex Grenade, though, and see how it goes, because I would like to smoke some Sex Grenade while wearing some Sex Panther and see if it gets me laid. Because I hear that gets you laid 60% of the time, every time. All right. Nate's animal question.
Back to the Discord.
All right. So one will protect you. The rest will attack you. Choose wisely. Your choice is Chungus Raccoon, Chungus Fox, Chungus Possum, Chungus Skunk.
So I have a definite answer for this.
Yeah, me too. It's easy. No doubt in my mind.
Well, then I want to hear you guys' first, because I have logic behind mine.
All right.
Jezel logic, but logic nonetheless.
Dane, I'll let you go ahead and go first.
Well, I'll tell you my logic on mine. I want the raccoon on my side, because I've faced off against all 4 of these animals in real life, and the raccoon was the only one that actually intimidated me.
Fair enough.
All right.
So, I want that raccoon on my fucking side.
I'm going the fox, just for one, because it's fucking cute. It is adorable. And 2, I mean, pretty sure that they're the only ones on this that I know are vicious killers and kill smaller creatures. So I'm going to go with the one that I know can defend itself. Not saying that I'm not taking anything away from the others, because that possum is looking mighty adorable. That little side eye he's giving. I just want to poke his little nose. But yeah, I'm going the fox.
So,
Jeremy, can I guess what you're going to go?
What?
Can I guess you're going to go skunk?
Maybe. We'll see.
Okay.
So, all of these motherfuckers are fat. Odds are they don't have the best stamina. They're not going to go that hard in the paint. You know, they're going to get winded. They're going to get tired. They're going to give up. Only one of these animals has a projectile weapon. So, you know, you might get a couple scratches or, you know, maybe a bite from the other 3. But I don't want to fucking stink like skunk for 2 weeks. So I'm gonna have the skunk on my side. Odds are he blasts the other 3 and it stinks so fucking bad they just give up and leave. But yeah, even if they attack, I can just sort of duck and weave. And
you get caught in that crossfire.
no, because he's gonna go out ahead.
I don't know, man. What if he gets it on you?
He's firing downwind. We're gonna strategize this. He's gonna let out that fucking stink cloud, dude. There's a area on my drive home from work on the highway where I used to always think a skunk would get hit by a car, but I think a skunk just lives somewhere near the highway. And this motherfucker sprays like probably every 3 days, and it is god awful. Even just driving through it is god awful.
It smells like good weed.
It fucking reeks, man. Fucking reeks. So yeah, I'd rather have him on my side.
So this next question comes in from some dude named Dane.
Sounds like an asshole.
Jeremy, this question's for you and I believe. What's the most inappropriate question that you can come up with to make a potential guest host uncomfortable?
What do you got, Dalton?
Who would win in a fight, Lemmy or God?
Or God?
Lemmy or God?
The fuck's Lemmy?
Trick question. Lemmy is God. No. I don't know. I came up with one that I'm not going to say on air. So okay.
And it is terrible. He did tell me.
Yeah,
you know what's fucked up?
It was bad.
You know what's fucked up? I don't even remember it.
Yeah, I know you don't. I know you don't.
My fucking brain doesn't work.
So we'll go Black Mirror style. Your wife has been kidnapped. Her life is on the line. They're gonna do bad things. They're gonna kill your kids. They're gonna do all the bad things that you can think of. Unless you go on live television, broadcast to the entire country, and fuck. I'm not gonna say a pig, because a pig has a somewhat human-like vagina, from what I've heard through various scientific research. Would you fuck on live television a baby hippopotamus to save your family? To save their lives. Yeah,
I'm probably going to die in the process because those are vicious motherfuckers.
Newborn,
but yeah, save my family.
No, it's
just out of the
sedated. No, I'm not going to go that deep.
Newborn just out of the womb.
But here's the thing though. You have to climax, but you have to pull out and nut on its face while making eye contact with it. So like you have to look at that motherfucker.
And it opens its mouth.
Well, if it's sedated, I'm gonna have to hold its fucking eyes open too.
That's fine.
Well, I mean, duh. Of course the answer is yes. I want to do anything for the kid.
Fair enough.
I'm not saying I'm going to enjoy it. Definitely ain't going to be easy.
It would be uncomfortable. All right, Jeremy, what about you?
I feel like the one question to always ask male guests that makes everybody uncomfortable: how big's your dick?
6 inches.
There you go.
Boom. Answer quick, no uncomfortable about it.
Boom.
So,
now here is a funny quick story about the length of my penis. Though someone started a nasty ass rumor when I was in high school that I was hung like a mule, and everyone called me the Stallion. I had upperclassmen I'd never met in my life. Hey, ain't you the dude with the big dick? I'm like, that's what everyone keeps telling me, but no.
Bro, I know that pain.
Oh, dude,
I know that pain.
I grew like a little wispy fucking beard, goatee, chin hair kind of shit in high school. So then motherfucker was like, yeah, look at this motherfucker. He's got facial hair. You know this motherfucker's got a big dick. And I was like, I mean, I'm not going to say I don't have a big dick.
But that's why I graduated a virgin.
You know what's funny to me, though, about dick size? When we were like, when I was like 16, 17, 18, remember it was like 8 inches was considered like a good dick?
Yeah.
Now, apparently 6 inches is good dick.
I've heard from most girls, they're like 5 to 6 inches,
Yeah.
8 at the most.
Yeah.
They're like, anything longer than that hurts.
Yeah.
They're like, I would rather you have a 5-inch dick that's big around.
Yeah. That's what they say is girthy is better than,
Which is why, like, I never get complaints. I am not anyone who's going to poke the end of the well, but I can dig it out.
Well, hell, my best fucking friend was packing an 11-inch hog. And I know because every opportunity he had to show anyone who was around, he took it.
I had a buddy like that whose fucking cock was like 6 inches flaccid, and he'd let that fucker flop around all the time.
I used to always say, like, big dicks are for other dudes. Big flopping dicks are for locker rooms and shit. Like, most women don't want that. But yeah, you can walk around the locker room with no pants on, fucking knocking your dick around on your thighs. And
it's like that story when I was working at Winn-Dixie and I was in produce, and those two black girls come in, and I had just put up this cucumber that was an enormous cucumber over on the shelf, and the one girl walks over to it and goes, "Girl, I need to get me a man like this," and picks it up, and the other girl goes, "Bitch, that's why you can't find no man. Ain't no man got a dick like that." And I did my absolute best to not start laughing.
You should have just turned around and be like, "Hi, my name's Dalton."
You cut that thing into a third, I got you.
Yeah. She said she wanted 12 inches and make it hurt, so I fucked her 3 times and smacked her with a brick. But yeah, dude, I think it's funny that, like, I don't know if women are just getting, like, more realistic with their desires, or, like, as a whole, as a society, or what. Like, I mean, like, I've always said, you know, my dick is not, like you said, I ain't fucking bottoming it out, but it gets the job done, and it's pretty good, like, backdoor dick too. So
that's always been my issue. Is that ain't going in my ass. That's why I really appreciate the girls that are like, yeah
put it in there.
Sure.
And that's my thing, is they're always like, no way, no way, no way. And then I'm like, just relax. Let me get a couple fingers in here first. Let me just, you know, open it up a little bit. And then, you know, you get in there like, and just like, you just kind of wiggle your hips a little bit, and they're like, okay, it's starting to get better. And then
they come. To anybody listening, because I've used this recently and it does work. If it hurts the girl, like if you're trying to do it doggy style or missionary or whatever, if it hurts when you put it in her butt, have her lay on her side and then get behind her like you're still in doggy position, but like from the side. Yeah. So like your dick's going in sideways, basically.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but that seems to be a much more relaxed position.
That, or let her get her to get on top.
Or
because she can control the motion of it, and it just seems to work better.
Yeah, that was the next thing. Yeah. So yeah, either of those is gonna help you out in that situation.
And then fire one off in her back door, make her do the awkward ass clench waddle to the bathroom to shit your babies out in the toilet. Reverse cowgirl.
All right, moving on. Jeremy made it weird.
Now, if she says your dick won't fit,
that made it weird.
If she says your dick won't fit in her ass, tell her not to flush the toilet next time she takes a shit. Look at the size of that log she lays in your fucking toilet and be like, well, it's not that big.
Bruh.
You know what's weird, though? How come pushing out a huge turd feels really good, but shoving something equally as big up your butt feels, like, painful?
So, funny fact. That girl Kayla that I was talking about earlier once told me that when the dick is going in your butt, if you push like you have to poop, it doesn't hurt at all.
Well, there you go.
And I'm like, yeah, but then like, what if you got one in the chamber?
That's a dangerous game. That is a very dangerous
game there.
I hope you gave yourself an enema.
Did I ever tell the story of my buddy? I don't want to say any names, but fuck it, I'll tell the story. I don't know if anybody's heard it. It's a guy I worked with. He lived with a guy I went to high school with. Like, we all went to school together. And so my buddy is telling me this story about the other guy. And he's like, oh, yeah, you know, we got some girls over. We're hanging out. We're drinking, whatever. He's like, so friend one that's telling me the story is in the living room with the girl he's talking to. Friend two goes to his bedroom with the other girl. So friend one's out there, you know, making out, grabbing titties, stuff like that. See, they hear this fucking scream come from friend two's bedroom, and then sees a girl like run across the hallway naked into the bathroom and slam the door shut. So they go in his bedroom, and he is on his fucking, he had like a couch futon or whatever in his bedroom. He's on it like this, like sort of slouched down a little bit, you know, sitting on couch fucking position. All guys know it. fucking shit just all over his stomach and crotch. And I can't remember if he was doing her doggy style or if he was doing her in the butt. But yeah, she's like went to sit up and just spray shit all over him. And he's just sitting there like, what the fuck? And I'm like, I felt so bad for this girl because I'm like, I guarantee this girl was fucking mortified. Like, I can't imagine what the thoughts that were going through her head at the time. Yeah. But as a guy, it's some of the funniest shit I've ever heard in my life, especially since it happened to a friend of mine. Like,
that's one of those like change your name and move to a different city situations, I think.
Yeah.
Dude, so you remember last week when we were talking about E-fucked?
Yeah.
So there's a video on there of like this group of girls that all went out and they got wasted. It was like one of the girls' birthdays or whatever, and they're doing a porn and like a lesbian porn type thing. And this girl is like, I'm fucking wasted. And she gets naked and she goes and they're gonna 69.
Yeah.
And the girl goes to lower herself back, and one of the other girls goes, "Whoa, hold on, wait a minute, wait, hold on." And the girl underneath her has this look of horror on her face and starts pushing away. Apparently, the girl had a Klingon rosebud, or like a Klingon hanger, still hanging in between the cheeks.
A dingleberry.
Yeah, and she was about to back her ass up into this girl's face with a turd hanging out of her butt. Girl's fucking prairie dogging.
Oh my god. So
it was hilarious.
So gross question time.
I
take it you both have put your fingers in a girl's butt, correct?
Yes, more than I can count. Yes.
Have you stuck your
fair assumption?
Yeah. So have you ever stuck your fingers in a girl's butt and touched tips with a neighbor who lived there?
Yeah, I have.
Yeah. So how did you handle that situation?
Just stop fingering her butt.
Okay.
I started giving it the massage from the outside.
What about you, Dane? Have you ever touched a turd from the inside?
That is a bullet I've dodged.
Lucky
bullet
you.
I have dodged.
So I was doing that with someone I won't name and feel it, and I'm like, because like I'm prepping for, fucking the butt, and I'm like, do you need to go to the bathroom? Like I'm talking to a fucking 4-year-old. Like, do you need to go potty? She's like, no. I'm like, are you sure you don't need to go to the bathroom first? And she's like, no, I don't. Just stop being weird. And I'm like, okay, fucking lubed it up.
How beautiful is that? He said, just fucking stop, and his fucking shit just died.
Dude,
yes.
That is a very, very well-timed freeze.
I love it. Oh, this is all staying in too. Listen, this is going to be a nightmare to edit now.
Can you hear me?
At least this section, unless he shut the fuck up. Is he there? Oh, there he is.
Okay,
hey, buddy, that was the perfect timing.
I could hear you.
Just fucking stop. And you froze. Like, it was perfect.
I could hear you, and my window was showing green that I was talking, but I guess you couldn't hear me. So
no, you froze straight up.
Well,
you're going to be on the record, though.
Yeah. Well, she's like, fucking stop. So I'm like, okay. She's like, stop being weird. I'm like, okay. Lubed right up, stuck a dick right up in there, pushed that guy right on out of his home.
Jesus Christ, bro.
Hey, it wasn't my fucking problem. We ain't got a shower when I was done.
I've like finger bang, like, so when you're finger banging a girl on the butt, you get the one finger, then the two finger, then the three finger,
four finger, fist,
I have
elbow. I thought you've never done this before.
Elbow deep inside the borderline. Show me that you love me and that we belong together. Anyway, I've definitely been like going at it, and then like you pull your fingers out and it's dark, but you can see on your fingers that there are remnants.
Oh yeah.
So then you got to grab the nearest wiping utensil and clean your hand off real quick.
Or be a dirty fucking bastard who just wipe it right on her fucking bedspread.
I mean, but it was in my bed when it happened.
Oh, okay, yeah, you can't do it in your own bed. That's why you lay a towel out when you're going to do butt stuff. Then you just wipe it right on the fucking towel.
Yeah. All right, anyway.
Yeah.
All right, our final question comes in from Mikhailov, Team Retrogue.
Mikhailov.
What is your favorite mount in a video game? Doesn't have to be in an MMO. Could be Roach, Epona, a chocobo, etc.
Lara Croft. I'd like to mount her.
Okay, I guess I'll start. I'll give one from an MMO and one not from an MMO. From a
marshmallow.
Noggin, dude. Anyway, from an MMO, Final Fantasy 14 in the original set of fighting the summons, basically. Ifrit, Titan, all of them. You had a chance for them to drop a horse mount that was like themed to them. And not only is one of my favorite ones Nightmare, which is a rare drop that can drop from any of them, which is just a badass looking horse, but when you collect all of them, you can go get Kieran. And Kieran is a horse that is also looks like a Chinese, like a dragon serpent or a serpentine dragon. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
And it's badass. And when and this mount flies, I think all mounts fly now. They made it weird where like all mounts can fly. But back then, like this mount specifically was a flying mount. So when it took off, its wings would just appear out of nowhere and they were big gold wings and it just looked badass. My favorite mount
Kieran
outside.
Is the worst fucking name for a mount too. Kieran is like the second floor intern that gets the fucking wrong donuts at the donut shop.
Well, Kirin. I think it has some sort of mythological basis, but I don't know.
I'm just saying it sounds like a fucking intern.
But then, I mean, Team Retrogue named it. I love chocobos. I adore chocobos. They're one of my favorite creations in video gaming history. Qua.
No shout out for Roach.
Roach is cool as fuck, but like Roach is giving me a lot of trouble too.
Yeah, I've
Roach sometimes like to do whatever the fuck Roach wants to do.
I've seen memes of him like standing on top of a house and shit.
Yeah, fucker.
So what about you, Dane? What's your mount of choice?
I can't do MMO because I just never could get in any of them. But the one that comes to mind is actually very timely, considering the next game for Steam Machine. It is a mount from Terraria called Duke Fishron. So there's this, not the hardest boss in the game, but a difficult in-game boss called Duke Fishron. And if you defeat him, then you get a mount version that you can ride around the game. And if you've never seen Duke Fishron, he is a flying pig shark.
Nice.
That's awesome.
And the only way to be able to find him is you have to get this super rare worm in this very obscure biome underground and bait a super good fishing pole and go fishing in the ocean. And then he takes the bait, comes out, and you got to fight him to the death. Very hard one for me to finally get, but yeah, I ride that one with pride still.
That's what's up. I don't know if I will ever see that in Terraria, but I was like, well, just not to get in too much because I know we'll talk about it on Steam Machine coming up, but like Terraria, man, like there's a lot more to it than I thought when I started actually, and I don't mean this as a pun, but it can also be a pun. When I started like digging around in it and seeing all the stuff that you can do, I was very impressed.
And the real kicker is only half the stuff will spawn in a world that is available, so it pays to replay that game over and over. I've got that probably over 1,000 hours altogether.
I love games like that, dude. Games that give you a reason to play them again. Good shit.
Almost smacked a kid in the mouth over Terraria.
Really?
Yeah. I was doing the summer camps at my store when I was still doing those. One little kid was always like the sweetest little kid I'd ever met in my life until this week of summer camp. And so what I would do is like I would make all the kids stop playing to eat. So I'd ordered pizza, got there. I was like, all right, everybody, put your controllers down, go eat, wash your hands. You can come back and play. This one kid just ignores me. So I'm like, all right, dude, time to stop playing. You got to go eat. I'm not hungry. I don't care. Go sit down at the table with everybody else. It's lunchtime. So, and just said something. I was like, dude, I will turn the TV off. And he's like, still playing. So I grabbed the remote, hit the button, turn the TV off. He jumps up, and this kid's like 3.5 foot tall. He's like a tiny little kid. And he's like, you passed my game. I probably like jumped in my face. And I was like, ho, ho, ho. I was like, do you want to play video games the rest of the day, or you want to sit in the corner until your parents come to get you? And he's, I was like, go to the table and eat. I'm like, boy, I'll slap the shit out of you. Like, I will knock your little ass across this building.
Yeah, I have no patience for things like that. I mean, it's different when it's a kid that I know, I suppose. Like, but just some random kid, I have no patience for random
you ain't
children.
getting in my face.
So
I can't stand little shithead kids like that.
Like I said, he was always the sweetest kid until that week. Like, he just fucking wanted to test.
You should have done.
Slap the shit out of him.
Should have fucked his mom.
I mean, maybe.
So what's your favorite mount, Jeremy?
I have 4 answers for this.
Oh.
One I don't know if technically counts. The motorcycles in Death Stranding. I don't know if those are technically mounts, but they are really fucking cool. The other 3, I forgot what one of them was already. Oh no, in general, the rideable creatures in the Horizon games, the like robot animals, those are really fucking cool. But then 2 OGs. One, the fire-breathing dinosaur in the Adventure Island series. That thing was badass. And then...
great games.
Oh, yeah. One of my favorite series. I wish they'd do a new, like, 2.5D version.
I still want them to do like they did the Wonder Boy.
Yeah.
And the Dragon's Trap. Like, you know what I mean? With the hand-drawn, but you could switch back to the original and the original sounds if you want.
Yeah, that would
give
be
me
dope.
that with Adventure Island, please.
That would be dope. And then the original OG mount, everybody's favorite.
Yoshi.
Yes. Good old Yoshi. How many Yoshis have been sacrificed to make that gap?
I would say probably billions.
Sorry, boy, we're not going to make it. Well, we're not going to make it. Kick.
Kick.
I loved it when somebody actually slowed it down frame by frame and you can see Mario just punch Yoshi in the back of the head.
As they kick off, he's falling down. Oh, you are my brother, Mario!
You were supposed to be the chosen one. Oh, man.
Did you ever see that meme with Mario in court? And he's like, the judge is like, I'm charging you $500 for whatever he did. He's like, Mario's like, oh. And the judge is like, it's a fine. And Mario's like, no, it's a not. It's just
That's
so
a quality
good.
dad joke.
It fucking tickles me.
That's like, I don't know why, in the work truck one day when we were heading to do a job at some house, I was just like, hello, it's me, Mario. And me and Wes laughed for like 10 fucking minutes about that for some reason, like 6 o'clock in the morning.
Dude, you for sure gotta go see the Mario movie. It's so fucking good.
I would like to, or at least I'll catch it once it's on a streaming service somewhere.
Yeah, it's definitely worth watching. Like, it's 90 minutes. It's 90 minutes of fan service in the best way possible. Like, there's a podcast I listened to, and they were talking about it, and they were like, don't get us wrong, we love the movie, we enjoyed our time with it, but, like, they're talking about how it didn't have a cohesive story and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, motherfucker, it's a kid's movie about Mario. Kids' movies don't really get story. Like, Disney movies do, but most of the other shit doesn't. It's bright, flashy shit, and there's a bunch of nostalgia shit for the parents. That's what this movie was.
It's the same concept as I think it was when me and you were talking about Pokemon.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, that shit's not made for us, motherfucker.
Yep.
It's made for kids. Like, Mario being the exception because it's also preying on nostalgia.
Oh, yeah. And I mean, it's like I said, it's 90 minutes of fan service, but kids like it because it's bright, it's colorful, there's characters they can relate to.
Yeah.
Fucking Luma was the best. What was Luma? Was that Mario Galaxy?
Yeah, Galaxy. I was thinking the exact same thing. That was the highlight.
But
of the
yeah,
film.
Luma's like in a cage, like in Bowser's dungeon, and the whole time Luma's just like, existence is pain, and they're like, we got to get out of here. He's like, the only escape from this place is death. Like, just fucking like just praying for death. Like, oh, dude, it's so fucking good.
I remember Luma. Is that Maya?
Yeah.
Maya. Ooh. And yes, I know, listeners, it's Numa.
Numa.
Just making a joke. All right, boys. I guess
I wasn't going to be that guy.
that's gonna. I was gonna get to some house cleaning and roll out of here. I'm about to piss my pants. Let's see. If you would like to send us an email, you can catch us over at yetanother@gmail.com. If you would like to join the Facebook group with Kana and James and Santos and all those tumbleweeds that they hang out with. Facebook.com/groups/yet another BS podcast. Twitter, you can find us at YabsPod. You can find Jeremy not on there because he doesn't get on there anymore. But if you'd like to see his old profile, it's at Just Call Me Jezza. You can find me at Super Nerd Dalton. If you would like to check out the website, which is now caught up because of one Mr. Puzzles Dane, thank you very much, sir. Yabspod.wordpress.com. And if you would like to support the show, which would mean a lot to us, very much so, it is patreon.com/yabspod. And you can get your name read out like these wonderful people: Jeff, Kana, Mehgan, Team Retrogue, Ostara, Brian, and Eric. It's very much appreciated. Dane, thank you very fucking much for joining us, my good sir.
Thank you, sir.
It was a blast.
I know that sometime soon we're going to be bugging you for an episode with some zombie-related things, but we can hash that out at another time. And hopefully we can do that on a night where I don't have to wake up stupid early the next day.
Yeah.
Even though I know you wake up stupid early all the time, so I'm really just talking shit. But
yeah, I'm always up before the ass crack of dawn.
damn. But yeah, dude, thank you very much, and we'll be sure to have you on again because you're technically our first. Not like I guess you would be our first quote official guest since Ostara kind of just popped in. Yeah. So you were like the first guest we scheduled. So congratulations, sir! You popped the cherry. Ostara was the anal that you have before your real sex.
the middle school hand job.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. All right. Well, then for the boys, Dane and Jeremy, I guess my name is Dalton, and as always, everybody, take it easy.
Temporary escape. Another thing I grew to hate, but now that's over. Why? Why do you always kick me when I'm high? Knock me down till we see eye to eye. Figured her out, I know she may not be Miss Right. She'll do right now. She'll do right now. Hang on every word. Each lie was more absurd. Kept me so insecure, but now that's over. She taught me how to trust and to believe in us. And then she taught me how to cuss. Now, bitch, it's over. You know I used to be such a nice boy. Why? Why do you always kick me when I'm high? Knock me down till we see eye to eye. Figured her out, I know she may not be Miss Right. She'll do right now. She clings to me like cellophane, fake plastic submarine. She's driving me insane, but now that's over. Why? Why do you always kick me when I'm high? Knock me down till we see eye to eye. Figured her out, I know she may not be Miss Right. She'll do right now. She'll do right now. Right now. You're a sorceress, and your eye is on the lost. But you're dying. It's in your eyes. You're a charlatan. You get everything you wish. You're a harlot. Carry poison in your kiss. Beg forgiveness with a dagger in your hand. So you'll deceive and reap the dying land. But you're crying. It's only mine. Empty vessel drained of hope, and none the lesser at the end of a rope. Have you ever hated like I know? I still awaited the absence of lies. Watch your eager tongue attack me from behind. Little whispers, big futile control, like a twin sister adapting to a role. You're a murderer, bloodlust increase. You're a harvester, come close to spread disease. And you're hiding. I hear you cry. Guess what, you're out of time. Message from Octagon, blast from the flashing bomb. So helpless. Guess what, you're out of time. So quick to change us. Octagon is here to lead us. As the moon ascends, the wolves come out to see the end. They hide from view and wait to watch the ghost inside you come away. And when the shots go off, you hear them come. My heart is racing just to see it all. Watch it crawl out of your changing shape. Take out your breath and watch it come away. From the flames of the fire, I feel you crawling to my bed, throwing shapes at the sky. I feel you crawling to me with your knees open. On display, you taunt the beast again. 'Cause when you move and shake, that thing inside you comes awake. And as you dance against the breathing walls, my claws are out, I wanna feel it all. Feel it crawl inside you, changing shape. Take out your breath and feel you come away. From the flames of the fire, I feel you crawling to my bed, throwing shapes at the sky. I want you crying into me. Say something, pray for something. 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 From the flames of the fire, I feel you crawling